Hello, chat. Welcome. Oh man, I just messed up my binds already. Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome back. Welcome, Troll and Drip. Welcome, Tamito. Welcome, Tamito. Welcome, Tamiko. Welcome, Fatih, and welcome, Oziel. We're back with corru.observer. Chad, we are only one day away from Halloween. I can't believe it. This month has gone by so fast for me. It really has. I want to make an assumption and say that I might not be finished with this game by the end of Halloween, so I might be sticking around a while. That's not a problem to me. Like I said, I've been enjoying this game a lot. Hey, buddy. Welcome back. Welcome, Moth. Welcome, Moth. No, hello, Moth. Hello. Hello. Is the Auth layer still dissociated? Yes, it is. I think the Auth layer might be dead. Not gonna lie. I'm smiling so sneakily right now. I don't know what that entails. I'm a little scared. I really do need to rebrand if even you're getting my name wrong. No, me getting the name wrong doesn't mean anything. You don't understand. It doesn't mean anything if I get your name wrong. Okay. I think we did most of the stuff outside the embassy last week. So I think what we're gonna do here is go back to like the collapse chapter. Oh, fake jelly. Last stream we saw Joxiozo, was it called? And we met the council. We had to free 3 guys that were just in people's memories that wanted to return. And Jelly was one of them. So this is now a false Jelly. They are the exact same as the other Jelly, but monotoned and not sentient like the other Jelly. They're a replacement. Alright. God, I'm excited because the IK Golem. I kind of forgot about this with everything that went on last stream, but yeah, we have this Golem now. He's gonna kick ass. Within this great Golem is held both Carrick and Itzel, though I suspect Itzel is still dormant within. As I approach, they stare down at me, going so far as to lower the height they hover at. Ah, my savior. What do you need? Itzel may still be withdrawn, yet Carrick shines vibrantly. This new body has inspired great confidence. For a good reason, of course. Carrick, such a title will tempt Velzy to turn the winds. You can save that for when we've escaped. You seem to know much about cryosystic construction. Ah, blah blah blah. I've already seen this. Thank you, Carrick. Hardly. Here's a jelly-shaped shell. A shelly, if you will! Let's go. Carrick, what do you think of this body? Do you feel it will serve our purposes? The golem in the advanced operations room sounds quite dangerous. Oh, Akaza, do not fear. Tozak took great care in choosing the deadliest tools we have. What luck that such archaic designs still exist in the archives, right? A veil splitter on another planet, haha! The golem will give us no trouble, let me assure you. So much confidence out of nowhere. Carrick is a key if this is true, but so much weight is carried on their strength. I must temper this confidence, lest they endanger both themselves and Itzel. Not to mention, our best tool against whatever awaits us. The weaponry we have afforded is truly a kind turn of Velzy's gaze, but you must be careful still. We are counting on you. Of course, Akazit. I will not let you down. I think White Diamond made gems look like that. Yeah, but White Diamond puppeted those things, didn't they? They're not like empty husks. They are being directly controlled by White Diamond. Carrick, how is Itzel doing? Any change? Carrick waves their receptors negatively. Nothing major. I think they may have awoken for the briefest blink, if only to determine what they were held within. Then they receded again. Still, this is a good sign. Itzel is not lost. I will keep watch. Thank you. Hello, Mia. Welcome in. We're about to reach unknown territories with this grand door. We approach the great door. Its components are melted, fused into one another. Parts have bulged outwards from blunt trauma within. Dead metal reinforcements jut out from particularly damaged areas. We have what we need to face the threat within, I think. We could proceed if everyone is prepared. Save iteration. Well, I did just do that. Why would the door still hold after such damage? It is large enough that it should simply sludge and reveal its path. Carrick hovers in that golem, also curious. Ah. This is an uncommon design, but I have seen it used within some other segments. Akazit, it is holding because it is load-bearing for its chamber. Why? That is a terrible idea. Well, it simplifies the structural needs of chambers it's attached to. It is quite useful for such large rooms. There are extremely resilient dead metal implements within them for this very purpose. Of course, it is very unsafe in the event of collapse, for it simply becomes a wall. But such occasions within a spire were only theories until now. Yeah! I'm pretty sure the world's first burning building was just a theory until it happened as well. This logic does not make sense. And besides, who would ever think the Groundsmind herself would abandon us? A bad idea now, but reasonable within our known safeties. If Akoba would not abandon us, do not entertain the thought. After everything. Regardless, thank you for your knowledge, my friend. What's the worst way to get superpowers in fiction that you have seen? Well, one of the worst superpowers in fiction I've ever seen is, like, the entirety of the existence of witches in Madoka Magica, I think. And the magical girls there. I think that checks it as, like, one of the worst. Okay, let's proceed. With Itzel and Carrick ready to fight, I feel that we are prepared. Is Itzel ready? I don't think he is. The body we have created for them should be able to match our foe. Is everyone ready? With Carrick's golem body, this should be trivial. Ready! Jelly, unlock the doors. Gafu repaired them with the override, but left them locked. It is time for us to face this beast. Okay. I will keep Felsi entertained for you. A ripple passes over the surface of the doors. It is open now. Here we go. It's shards from parahumans? I haven't heard of that. We push a great door. Yep. My bad, we should just walk in. Advanced operations. The walls are warped from the damage, some parts still trying to resemble stone. There may have been Quo here once, but everything left unarmored is sludged. The source of the damage is before us, a multi-purpose deep-sea constructor. Its body is angular and appendages bulbous, designed to withstand the greatest of pressures. Within its gauntlets are countless tools, marred by its raging against its containment. Once complex implements, now indistinct and dull. Is it truly angry, or is it a reflection of the signal? Regardless, its targeting optics locate us quickly. We cannot let it make the first move. Hello, Fourth Quartz. Foundation Golem. Alright, we got a big boss upon us. I can do this, though. No need to worry. Preparation, prepare an attack. Oh shit! I've got my own golem! Like, it is straight up the golem enemy. Let's go. I sure hope that these guys don't have any methods of stunning me. The Foundation Golem raises its spherical gauntlets. Well, it's cut to text. This cannot be good. Each of them easily nearly the size of a newborn Valk's eye. With fists like that, it would simply crush any of us. Except of course Carrick and Itzel. I reach out for the time stopper. Carrick, take the lead! Those columns of dull light, whatever component they were. It is clear they are now malfunctioning. Ah ha ha, I see. Yes, I will knock this beast into them. No, I was going to say avoid them. But yes, do that. You could break its assault that way. Listen to my instructions carefully. I can see in how it hovers. It is clumsy. A Kelnit stepped into a spar for the first time. Derogatory, incompetent fighter. I may be able to predict some of its moves. Entity Foundation Golem, altering thought space. Intention to destroy recollection locus. Structure enforcement. Wait, didn't it just tell you to use a proxy last time? What's going on? Utilizing structure melee. Oh. Neural controls adjusted, command menu enabled. Entities unqueue 2 actions to an Are we a fucking RTS now? Have we become an RTS? Are you kidding me? Either entity being knocked into dull column will end round. Oh, it's like wrestling? What does that mean? How does this work? Did your friend include a manual? Well, no. But it looks like everything here's got inherited context, so just eyeball it first. Besides, didn't it only get hard last time when that bastard showed up? Just hit stuff, it'll work out. Yeah, so let us begin our melee. What? Enemy unknown, cannot touch shit. Advancing strike. Stationary strike. Hold position. Push enemy onto marked F tile. Okay. Lock next attack. Wind up. Move back and charge attack. What the fuck is an RTS? It's a real-time strategy, like Fire Emblem. This is not exactly that. Well, I suppose we advance. Oh, we cube 2 turns, okay. How about I wind up and then strike? Yeah. Yes. Strike. And then maybe guard. Okay, I got it. Full auto. Velt Splitter. Utilize dull enabled cutting beam. Dull flare. Wide directional release. So, wide. That will hit all foes. This will minus 4 HP. And plus 2 turns. 2 turns of stun. Sure. Okay, that did not work. Incoherent. Ignoring thought space specifications. Okay. I want the constructor gun, I think. I reckon. Okay, here we go again. The enemy is gonna advance and then I don't know what. Okay, this is actually so cool! Jesus! So it's gonna advance and then do something I don't know. I should be good to make my advances. Yeah, we are here. It's gonna do that and then guard, so... Strike. Wind up. Go. It's gonna advance and then do something, so... Advance and strike again. Guard. Wind up strike. Gotcha! Oh my god, this is so cool. Akizet needs help. That's okay. I am going to, puncture him. Yes. Prepare. Brilliant. Alright, here we go again. Make our advances. Oh, it's winding up. Okay, guard. And then it's gonna guard, so... advance. Strike, and then I don't know what. Guard, strike. Guarded. Don't know, and then strike. Strike, guard. We both struck. Wind up. Strike. Guard. This is Giant Luigi from Dream Bros. Oh man, I haven't played a Mario and Luigi in so long. It's gonna advance. That means that I can strike. And then make my own advance. Oh no! Shoot, shoot. That went wrong. It's okay. Let's just... go flat. Constructor's gonna be out soon. Ah, that was stupid. That was really stupid. It had wind up. Okay, so if it winds up, it can do huge stuff. Okay. Strike guard. I hope he doesn't strike. Okay, he's striking twice. That's okay. Strike guard. Don't strike twice again. He's, not. He's winding up. Guarded it. Advance. Strike. Strike. I don't know. Guarded. He's gonna strike, so... No, 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 not that, not that. It's guard and strike. Again. Guard and strike. It's winding up. I don't know, I want to play it safe. Okay. Strike. It's gonna guard. I think I'm good here. Yes! Right. That worked. Let's put puncture on him for the fun of it. Prepare. We're doing pretty good. We're doing really good. In our foe, I see something change. Across its dense chassis are myriad impact marks, breathing sludge. It hunches like a wounded predator. Desperate now, more deadly. We will need to plan more carefully. Carrick, listen to me carefully. Instruction queue lengthened to 3! Oh! Strike has 2 power, advance has 1. Wind up attacks, speed, non-wind up attacks. Okay, okay. So, okay, I understand. 3 commands now required to proceed. Fucking hell. Advance. Guard, I think. Let's be safe for this minute. Oh, it's winding up. It's winding up. Guard. Wind up. No. No. This might be a risk. This might be a big risk. When it has wind up, I'm just gonna spam guard, I think. Nah. Oh no. That did not go well. It's alright. I am still winning. I'm still winning. I'm still winning. Guarding against the wind-up attack steals the wind-up. Oh, it's... Oh my god. Okay. That is fucking valuable information. Okay, let's just play it. Let's be a little more risky now. Okay. Looks like God. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. So now I have the wind-up. Strike. Wind up again. Just, you know, pause, and then strike. Got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Oh god, this is so cool. Can't really attack the Husk at the minute. I'm surprised that the Husk is still standing, but he's not doing much, so it's fine. After the what was it? Frame. After frame, I think I'm doing pretty good. Defense. Strike. Okay, missed. God. Wonder. Strike. And then that's just gonna let me win, right? Nearly. Yes. You must die, please. What if we go and raise the gauntlets again? Okay, this must be the final showdown. Let's go. Let's go. We need to strike. We need to strike there, and then just guard. Strike. Guard, strike. Good move. Oh my god! Oh my god! We both fucking... Okay. It's on last stand now. I don't know what that means, but sure. I'm gonna have to prepare. I mean, it doesn't matter. This is a desperation. The golem is crumbling. This is the last round. It is nearly done. We are so close to the power we need. But the dull columns have grown unstable, disrupting the time stopper's effectiveness. Some portion of them thrashes and spins out of control within the dull plane, plucking at our connection. We have to stop this now while we have the advantage. Carrick, one more time! KO enemy 1 to destroy them. Alright. Advance. Guard, most likely. It's winding up. Guard. Dance. Guard. I'm not messing around with the wind-up. Guard. Guard. Just guard. It might strike 3 times. I don't know. I don't know what this guy is planning. It is striking 3 times. Guard strike. Strike again. Sure. Uh-oh. No clue what's gonna happen now. Let's just strike. Guard strike. Ah. It's gonna start winding up here. Strike. Let's both wind up. Let's both wind up. Oh, I guarded. We're both guarding each other. Okay, we're both winding up now. Advance, so... God. No, that advance isn't gonna hit me. It won't hit me. Right? Advance and guard. Yeah, it's not gonna hit me. Gonna strike. Guard strike. Uh-oh. It's got wind up. It's probably advancing twice, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, that was good, that was good. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Okay, it's gonna wind up, so it's probably advancing first. It's gonna advance. So strike it, and then guard. Oh no. Yeah, I had wind up on the advance, my bad. Severe miscalculation. God, I would suck at Nuzlocke. That sounds like it would be a funny stream, but it would not end well for me. That would suck for me. How do I wind up? Yeah. That didn't work for me. arm. Ah. Dangerous. Dangerous game. God damn it, we both fucking deflected again. Oh no. Well. Let's try that again. Both wound up again. It's really gonna God, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. Oh. Good. Oh great! Oh great! No way. No. Advance. Advance guard. It's not gonna be expecting to. Oh. What the fuck now? This is fucked. Okay. Okay. Don't you wind up now. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, no. Okay. So, guard strike. Nice. Good move, good move, good move. Now we need to guard. That blocks him. Then we just strike, I think. Guard and then go for the strikes. No. Guard, strike, guard. The enemy's gonna guard. So that's a wind up, an advance, and a guard. I got strike. Strike seems to always be advanced, so strike guard. Let's strike. Ooh, yes. Watching with bated breath. His first move is probably going to be to guard unless it strikes twice. Why would it do that? In what universe would it do that? I just stole it back off me though. Oh. Okay. Alright. That's our guard. Oh my god, we got it! I'm maybe not the smartest person, maybe that could have been faster. But hey, I got the job done, huh? The golem is forced into the destructive column one last time. Its fists are little more than melted blobs of sludge now. They fall away, unable to endure any more damage, and it is finally without defense. Carrick rears the great fist of their golem, warping its fingers into long spikes. Or is that Itzel awakened in battle? I think I hear Itzel screaming, or maybe Carrick? Perhaps both of them. It is hard to tell now. Unable to block anymore, the constructor's head is skewered. Whatever intelligence it had is pierced, causing the rest of its body to fall limp. The impact enough to briefly tilt the chamber. I nearly celebrate, but watch on as Itzel and Carrick slam the head into the ground, smashing it with their other fist over and over. Carrick? Itzel? What a bastard! What? Okay. Oh, I can't narrate this. Ooh. Might want to take that one back. That's pretty out of pocket. Ooh. Oh. Itzel! The noise does not stop until there is nothing left for them to hold. Then silence. Indeed, this is victory, but shared between all of us, the connection feels little joy, for the storm has not yet passed. All clear. Soon we are all assembled in this final room. Torzak waves Gakfu over near the far wall, both giving our conjoined friends some space. I do not truly know it's a Lord QV, yet I understand what must be going on in their mind core. Where is it? Gekbu focuses, squinting at the sludgy wall component covers. Then she points with one of her receptors at one near the far end. Go through here and we'll have our extra connectors. On it. He exposes his corru preparing to cut through the wall. But then it occurs to him how large a task this truly is. That is a big cover. It's still Carrick. Can you remove this for me? Our attention shifts to their shared golem. They are still doubled over near the corpse of the constructor, but then they rise, floating over to the panel. I will take care of it. Sorry, Itzel is taking a moment. Carrick digs the golem's edged fingers into the sides of the wall, tearing the panel away. Of course, it is so damaged that once they pull it away, it simply melts in their claws. Thank you. Let me see. Tozik pulls a wired connector from the wall, placing it upon his receptor. He taps at the face of the little assistant display. Yes, we can use this. Still functional. It was in a hibernative state, so only a little incoherence. Just like jelly. Anyway, we can make enough connectors for everyone. Then, after that, we can descend further to the grounds mine. Just like we planned, right? He looks between us. I still feel confident that we are making the right decision, but this feels larger than the grounds mind. What if it does not actually stop this madness? Still, I gesture my receptors affirmatively at him, dripping my head confidently. Alright. Give you some time. Kavik, stand by. I will need your help. Will do. Memory stream corrupt, unable to access further events? Excuse me? Sufficient intact data. Oh, okay. Coherent render can continue. No further activity detected. Oh, interesting. This one doesn't end in a hard crash, but it isn't incoherent like the interview was, so you can still look around some. Nice. I'll keep an eye on activity, but it looks like a good time for a break. If I see any changes in these memories, I'll let you know. You can probably save the iteration again, but I don't think there's anything else to do yet. Save and explore? Return to Tozik once stream repair is complete. Okay. Anything interesting here? Stowed tools. Modular connections allows the ground to find our local overrider to connect different areas. Yes. Oh, is that? Oh. Oh no, this is not the end. This is not the end of the game. Well, I don't know what this thing is, but yeah, sure. I don't see anything else. Should I advance log, or is there more to do? This is getting pretty serious. Bastard replaced jelly with some kind of copy. I have seen the new jelly, yeah. Doesn't this just repeat the whole cycle? That new jelly isn't showing any of the incoherence that the old one did, so it's at least not in pain or lucid. This is probably for the best, buddy. We need these memories intact, and this does the trick well enough. How did Bastard replace it so easily? Bastard might seem stupid, but it's just coded to act that way. It's as smart as any other daemon. And daemons have to keep memories running in the frame no matter what. It makes sense that it'd have a plan for this, you know? Bastard modified the old jelly to get the daemons to leave it alone. So maybe it also copied Jelly's knowledge of its old role to drop in this new shell. Okay. F4 has some of the most crazy content. Oh. Guess we're advancing log. I am intrigued. Here we go. There are more side quests around the cyst. Right. Moth paces in the dark, a dark shape held to an ear. You receive a welcoming wave that turns into a vague gesture to the central cyst. Look, we're just trying something new. There's lots of waiting time and observation. Strange? Like what? Ah, well, we're still poking around. There's some promising stuff here and there, but... Right. Can it wait for the full report? Okay, then just send them down once they're ready. We'll process them too. It's async, you know? We can do more than one. Yeah, look, the contractor just got here, so I need to go. We can talk about it later. Thanks, dude. Yeah, bye. The call's over. Moth sighs. Hey, buddy. Good news first. I'm pretty sure another part of the cyst is repaired. Probably the next part of the collapse, judging by the activity measurements. Hopefully the last. Because the bad news is, it feels like the upstairs are prying at the door. I mean, it's not especially rare to take so long on a few core cystic pieces, but when it happens, that's when they start calling. So I bought us some time, but I'm not sure how much. They just think we're trying some long operation, which, you know, isn't a lie. But we might end up getting some more pieces to look over soon. What if they want it back before we're really done? Before we have communications back? To be honest, that's probably gonna happen. We still have no idea if it's even possible to repair, but if things get, I don't know, really down to the wire, I've noticed the monitoring on biohazard disposals is really lax. Not saying we do anything, but wouldn't be the first time. Well, let's just get started. If it comes to that, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay. In I go. Interloper. There's more for you to see at the embassy. You don't seem too happy about it, fun friend. Hello, Interloper. What's new, fun friend? I did my duty, Interloper. I have pieced together what remains of the embassy's collapse, but seeing what the whole has formed has left me very troubled. Both for Akazet, for myself, and for you, Interloper. You have not felt ill since you started connecting, have you? Your body remains in one piece? Organs are reporting full function? What? What do you mean? I'm fine. That is good. That is very, very good. Then I believe it is safe to continue. I could elaborate, but it is better for you to see for yourself. So go and see what Akazet lived. My work calls to me still. Okay. I need to go then. There we go then. Tozek. Continue memory stream. Yes. Memory stream segment missing. Will advance to next coherent data. Bridges into adjacent memory stream. Return not possible once started. Okay. Continuing memory stream. With our preparations complete, all reconvene in the lobby. Not a pair of receptors is without a time stopper connector. Good. Yes, with these connections, we should be unstoppable. To say nothing of our comprehensive plan. It is fortunate Carrick recalls the ground spine tree layout so clearly. Everyone connected? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. The yes continues to echo as all agree in unison. I cannot help but laugh. Prompting a similar sentiment from everyone at once was unwise. With all of these connections, we should keep our thoughts focused and distinct. Despite the looming darkness, I sense the team finds some humor in this as well. Immediately, we set to a discussion under constricted time. Gagfu, was the time stopper damaged at all by your maneuver? It appears to be working as expected. The override's connection did not give me much detail. It's like feeling around in dark water, but between my efforts and Move Friend's careful navigation, we were able to tear the time stopper from our chamber with minimal direct damage. To the time stopper, that is. Sounds like the entire room collapsed because of the downward flow I created. So, research equipment and retrieved archival assists are lost. Oh. Through our unity, I feel a sharp suspicion. I need not wonder who it is from. As if preempting the speech, Gakfu tilts her head back, receptors twisting cynically. Which does not matter, because the vast majority of our progress was stored in the archival system. If we can seize the ground spine before the archival spine fully gives out, all will go well. If not, well, we'll be able to reflect on our mistakes with LZ personally. Unnecessary loss. So, we will have the time stopper's full effect within the ground spine segment then? Yes. The time stopper's relocation should put us more safely within its effective range. I also expect that because of the connection we have, the ground spine will still be unable to disconnect us. Barring a direct physical attack on the time stopper itself, of course, but we have seen no interferences ever since we first ascended. And with the corru pressure lightened, we have some time before it's at threat again. All good things. But the eye still blinks. Time is limited. Pressure will build up again for the same reasons as before, and the time stopper's shell will give way. Maybe we can find out what's blocking the corru flows to begin with. I still recall the plans from the embassy's early growth. This spire has a system of hearts that form and pump corru. A large central one at the bottom, then upper hearts to support it. From what we've seen, I think the upper hearts are probably intact. But if the great heart within the ground spine tree no longer churns, then naturally they must be struggling. So if the ground spine is truly malicious, that would be a simple organ to target to cause this kind of collapse. Interesting. Thank you, Carrick. Another objective to consider, if the demand for the time becomes too great, but we should stay close to our plan otherwise. If we simply seize the ground spine core, it will surely be trivial to repair. Come, let us board Move Friend and be on our way. Thank you all for visiting Golem Maintenance. I hope it was an enlightening journey. Before you go, Itzel, how long will you be away? I should mark your availability. I'll be back in a few weeks, Jelly. Okay, see you soon. Goodbye, Jelly. Thank you for all your help. A shared distant guilt carries through our connection, which I understand. But all know this clueless golem is better left to maintain the cohesion of this segment. Besides, it will be easier to repair once we have stopped the collapse. Commencing transfer. Wait, stop? Cancel the transfer. Good. I don't see any reason to do that. Inheriting iteration context. Corru murmurs beyond the walls as we descend to threats unknown. The Move Friend barely fits us together, elbow to elbow. Meltzer's third arm fidgets with her others. We are beyond escape, and I feel it eats at her. Itzel is awake within the golem of Carrick, and both are frighteningly quiet. But I feel a bubbling grief and rage show our connection, which Carrick must be trying to tamper. Bosco rests against a wall and silently assists in prying apart the golem viscera we dragged in, while Kavik fashions his explosives from their organs. There's an excitement in his motions, perhaps the only among us to carry unwavering confidence in our plan. And Tozik, tending to Gagfu's time stopper connector, seems concerned over her new complaints. She clutches her head as if afflicted by a larval migraine. It started only a blink ago, not long after we started to descend, strangely. Another thing you can't hear, huh? It's like a buzzing. Too many quiet words to understand. I can make do, it is just terribly distracting. No, and not even after swapping our connectors. But you are right about communications. There must be other dull-equipped golems doing what the Dulziker had done. As the wall of noise is almost identical. and it hurts you all the same, even without a communicator. Tozik hands the connector back to her, where it finds a home upon her receptor again. Another hint at some greater truth of this attack signal, still yet to form a whole. But I feel it's safe to assume that whatever is attacking us is using something approximating ground symmetry. That is surely why you can sense it, even when we cannot. Well, obviously. It is plain in Tozik's receptors that he was not done speaking. And he is left staring at Gakfu with a flat expression. Bruh. It strikes clear regret into her. Sorry, Tozik. A signal or noise or whatever, it's causing such incessant irritation. But aside from it, I do have an insight to share. I was simply thinking aloud. Speak, Gakfu. In our foes, whenever I've twisted or struck them, and occasionally in the remains of others we've left in our wake, I've glimpsed vague shapes of the instruction left by the hostile signal. You're right. All this time, on a surface level, it has felt like ground symmetry. It has the same authority, the same texture as re-instruction. Like when Fukoa instructed that golem to help us before this started. But the more I think about what I've seen, the more it vexes me. They were not given new directives, for there were no clear thoughts defined. It was deeper, more abstract. They were impulses, like emotions, not clear thoughts. Longing, or anger, or desperation, or all of them. But beyond them, different somehow. It's violent, messy. Not just inspiring them to kill us, but gradually changing their internals. Given Felzy's inordinate fondness for parasites, I want to call it an infection. It is almost nostalgic. I think I noticed something similar. Of the dull nodes I harvested from golems who've been fighting, the most recent ones are so weirdly malformed. I had to actually break some of them off from their bodies. Aye, dull nodes are some of the strange ones. In what I saw, I must have targeted specific organs. Communications, dull components, anything with connectivity. Leaving marks, rewriting their purpose more deeply than I could understand. Spreading outwards, fusing together, creating unfamiliar shapes. At first, I thought it was simply a result of our foes sludging in and cohering. But after seeing more, it's deeper than that. It is intentional, but incomplete. Does this make any sense? I struggle to place it in words. Anything touched by the signal has been changing slowly. To what end, only Felzy may know. Infection is fitting. But what does that make of us? Wounds aside, none have shown any symptom. Yet I clearly recall the signal passing through me. Well, think about how inconsistent it's been. Only some devices, only some golems. Some risen against us, some entirely sludged by the signal or unresponsive. You recall our movement simply began to die instead of immediately trying to kill us? Yes, the echo was still intact, like jellies or bar friends. Seems like consciousness is a barrier, to some extent. But also must be that it can attempt to grasp something and fail. Either by luck, a bad connection, or failing to break through strong instruction. Like that of our mind cores. I think of when the first signal hit, how in my brief unconsciousness, it must have nearly taken hold of my leg, for it began to melt and change. But at once, almost without thought, I rose and fixed it. I was able to reform it as if it were a simple, incorrect shape instruction after sitting for too long. It only struck me as strange after we began to see more. What about my Kuvi? Itzil's interjection inspires a brief silence. I did not want to bring it up with their sensitive state, but it had been on my mind as well. How does Calvi seem to hold her memories, yet still declared as usurpers, inviting us to come with her just before shattering her mind core? It was damaged. Her mind core, it had a deep wound upon it. Is that enough for it to seize us? A frightening thought, given the precise targeting of our foes. This whole time I thought they were simply destroying them. But now I worry, what if they were not just broken, but changed? Bosco remains upon his duties, clearly listening, but indifferent. It is unusual that Meltzer has not given her insight. Does she have any? She fidgets so strangely, clearly uncomfortable with the topic. No, I'm overthinking this. It is just a worrying thing to discuss, that is natural. Well, whatever the truth may be, we will pry it from Velzy in time. His timing is well placed, for the murmur of corru slows to a halt. A gentle thud marks our landing upon the pale corru base of the spire. Pale corru, particular structure of black corru and dead corru sediment. Immobile but extremely strong. An Ekovic favourite. Hello everyone! We have arrived! Fortunately, the structure here is still holding, so the entry vein is open. Are you ready? I can open the path now. I will wait here for you this time. Corru pressure is fine. Just a moment, my friend. Everyone stands fully, organizing themselves and their weapons. I should only need to briefly reiterate the plan. Especially after the exhaustive deliberation done during our preparations. Alright, it is as we planned. Our efforts have all proceeded as expected, and this final victory will be no exception. These foes have shown themselves to be rabid, acting with singular purpose, but without tactics. And, as in a true infestation, this is our greatest advantage. Once we enter, split into your groups. Follow the ring hall of the grounds boundary in opposite directions until we meet again. Remove attackers, clear chambers, find survivors, reunite for great threats if needed. And when the core is defenseless, we enter the central chamber to seize it. Gakfu or Tozik, you're up for interim when you're Gakfu or Tozik, you are up for interim groundsmind when the time comes. Are we all aligned? Receptors wave with affirmation. We are of one mind. Just to repeat what I said before. I have a mind core capable of groundsmindry, but that does not mean I know how to operate an entire structure. Neither do I, but we'll do what we must. If I'm incapacitated, you must be the one to take the call. Yeah, right. We are ready then. I will guide us to victory and correct my terrible mistake. Open the path, new friend. Body functionality augments. Now disabled? Hey, I wanted those! All party member actions upgraded to accommodate. Alright. Exception, symbiotic rifle. Activate via item. A signal inverter. Directly upgraded Gakfu actions. Bullshit! Oh well. I guess that's how it goes with something fluid like this. Let us go. I wanted my fucking augments. The entry vein, our first step. One of the only paths into the groundsmindry segment shall. It eats your augments! Suspiciously augment-shaped stomach? Oh gee, I don't know where they went. The entire segment is a fixed shape, like golem maintenance, but out of structural necessity. Formed from a mixture of black corru and dead sediment, creating a unique marbling and shimmer. The rare pale corru, a misleading name for it is closer to dead metal. But it is ornate, as it ought to be, given its importance here. That I even have time to think about this is unexpected. For there are no foes. It is quiet. Not even a single golem or core body marks this place. Some relief passes through our connection until we get a better look. Luminescent swarm displays nearby flare with warnings. Our groundsmindry sigil is in disrepair, almost rotting. Behind it, a wall-length window pulses with bright nonsense, illuminating the area further. Still working, trying to show something, but failing. Strange. Operate according to the plan. Kavek, Tozik, check the terminals, the state of the segment. Akizit will watch over you. Itzel, Karek, Bosko, Miltzer, check the doors to adjacent chambers. If you find any foes, immediately retreat. If there are no foes in there either, return to notifiers. We should not split up too much before we are ready. Oh, and Gakfu, sense what you can from here. The core should just be beyond this wall, I think. The team sets out to their duties. There's a blink to examine the area. Marked entities contain dialogue unique to this stream segment. Interact before advancing. Utilize proceed entity to save or advance stream. Okay. Hello, Kavik. Hello, Gakfu. Hello, Tozik. You're a fan favorite, apparently, Tozik. Tozik puzzles over this faulty terminal. He swats at the luminescent swarm forming the floating display, cutting into it with his corru from the side, looking for something within. This other side is still operational, though. It appears like it would normally be a map of the area. A central grounds magic core surrounded by 5 chambers. This is one of them, minors it seems. Lesser chambers attached to the halls, probably serving as personnel and storage. But most of this is obscured by incoherence. Tozik, what is happening? It looks like this terminal was disconnected from all input at some point. I'm trying to check its core so that I may directly access what it knows. Specifically when it lost input. But if you mean around the segment, this display has drifted too much to tell. One of the chambers looks damaged, but the rest seem fine. If you ignore the flickering circle in the center, give me a blink and we'll have our answer. Will do. What are you doing, Gekfu? Toggle cloak. Sure. Very helpful, Gekfu. Thank you. Love you. How strange that they placed these status views here. Perhaps these swarm displays would normally be a prideful display for visitors. But now they only serve as a new stressor for the spires in dire condition. Perhaps even worse than I expected. Kavik steps among them, testing to see which still respond to his gestures. Kavik! What do you see? Oh, heck is it? It's really something. I've never seen a spire break down like this. Look, over here. This view of the archival spine status is clearest. Most of the critical damage is actually centered around the veins of the archival spine. Yeah-huh. While the spinal column itself is mostly unharmed. What could cause this sort of damage? Well, some of it's debris from the upper veins collapsing into the lower ones, but from what I can gather, it actually started with resource issues. The spine has its own dedicated spire blood circulation, independent of the spire's hearts, and all of it has been getting drawn away, pulled down here. That alone would not have caused the damage, if not for the hearts themselves slowing. You can see over on this one, the hearts have been stalled for a while. There's Gekfu's work in the middle there. That dip in the center, as well as near the second heart. All minor, it seems, when placed like this. Though perhaps it's already mostly undone. And with these other views, do you see it? This strange distortion, a loss of pigmentation and cohesion in the light swarm. These ones are not responding to me, so I'm not sure what is really going on there. But the dark pattern is so familiar, too, like... pay no mind to my speculation. Go, attend to the others. I will let you know when I have a conclusion. I believe you to it then. Thank you, Kavik. Not this way, not yet. Not until the team's reassembled. Well, do we see anything, team? I don't. Map. Layout is 5 major chambers, including this one, surrounding the core. Connective halls lined with personnel and lesser operation chambers. Appears distorted around core. That seems to be everything here. Spy status. Visual display utilizing luminescent coruscants, saying through intricate diagrams and warnings what we already know. Little time remains. Alright. I linger near Gekfu, watching over the team as they find what they can. But something about the twist of her receptors in particular worries me. She stares into the window, or perhaps beyond it. What is it? Even with a closer look at the window, trying to make sense of what it shows is fruitless. It is nothing, just squirming black and white pigmentation. Simply incoherence, or a true attempt to display what is within the core chamber? This is where that buzzing was coming from. But this close, it does not pain me as it did. Yet it's so much clearer now, and it's not without sense. Gakfu's chuckle carries a bit of hate. In my laughable youth from my work upon the Okazuka, if the clouds parted at the start of Gaze's work and Felsy's eye could see us plainly, there was a song they made us sing where our voices had to be in unison. The Okidoya. Part genuine prayer, part to raise our spirits before our labor, and part true intention to call forth predators in the area that we may eliminate them before getting deep into work. That is what I feel now from this place. The same sort of unison, like a cave city in constant song. But this song is not a sound, it's like a feeling that passes through me. I would think it was some cruel mockery, a joke from our aggressor, if it were not only being spread through grounds mindry. And in the silence of her pause, I realize, actually, I think I can feel it too. It grows stronger as I draw closer to the window when the effect is plain. Like she says, it is not exactly a sound, yet I hear it. As I listen, as I feel, I think of the signal and I feel shreds of it in this song. Like half-remembered lyrics, forgotten again as they pass by. I almost feel as if I can see the song in the swirl of the window. When I look back to Gakfu, she meets my gay. Brilliant. Yeah, I ship it. When I look back to Gakfu, she meets my gaze with great concern. How could that? Behind us, Kevik scurries closer. That's a great visual, like scurrying like a frickin'. He like gets on all fours. It's a dull ceremony! Thanks. Self-assembling choristic structure with a dull plane. Completion allows for creation and direction of new dual contrivance. Partial translation. He speaks too quickly, too loudly for it to be good news. Ah, forgive my volume. I believe the grounds miner chamber is being used for a ceremony. That is the precursor structure to a dual contrivance. But I've never seen it on this scale before. Usually they're either very small for testing, or very, very large to make a proper continuous contrivance. If this completes, I think it would be open just long enough to consume the entire embassy before closing. There must be an opposite side, a destination to reach, but it's impossible to tell where that might be. What? Was this the true purpose of the attack? Or an emergency measure taken by Vakoa? Feeling the shared shock of Tozik and Gakfu, a part of me screams to flee. I seize Kavik, glancing towards the window again. Kavik, how much time do we have? The Grounds Magic Core, can it be recovered from this without destroying it? The entire embassy. Do we simply cast our plan aside? Flee? Aki, I do not know. It depends. Ceremonies require a great deal of preparation and resources. In ideal conditions, they are nearly instant, so we should not even have time to consider how to stop it. But if the Grounds Magic Core is being used as a catalyst for it, I really cannot say. It could be Winks, or the whole gaze, or it could explode into a contrivance right now. This is unprecedented, like I said. I really do not know. But I do know the core must still be intact. I release Kavik, relenting to pace anxiously. Our next actions must be chosen carefully. The light of Felsy's gaze burns through me. Alright, how can we stop it? The ceremony must be seized by the core itself. As I said, the structure requires a lot of effort and resources. A constant flow, really, in order to bloom and anchor itself so that the catalyst, His voice catches, his frantic selection of words falling short. He speaks now upon matters he only barely understands. And no one else has stepped in to help, so this is his knowledge alone. Sorry, in short, if we could command the core to stop somehow, to close the gate that it has formed, then that would cut the ceremony off. Or we could destroy the core, but, you know... Either way, until it's stopped, we really, really do not want to go in there. There is this stage in ceremonies while their tendrils are anchoring. an overlap where the dull kind of presses against our side and, oh, how do I phrase this? It starts to mix their conflicting natures and it just gets very dangerous, yes? Even after all I have seen since the advent of dull technology, this is still beyond me to fully grasp. But his fear is all I need to know. Kapu stares into the light of the window, searching. This does not make any sense. There's no reason the Corps should be able to do this. Ceremonies must be formed using truly massive grand cysts, right? Yes! But mainly for resource reasons. Only a fraction of a catalyst's mass is actually used in managing the operation. The rest is consumed, used in the formation of tendrils and organs. Ah. And what resource is greater than the embassy's critical systems? Dozik remains silent, having cut into the side of the map terminal for a direct connection. From the doorway nearby, Itzel, Carrick, and Miltzo return. The next room is empty. No golems, no crow, no bodies. It is so quiet here. Bosco emerges from the other side not long after, receptors alert. The same in this direction. Some marks on the ground drag towards the groundsminder core. There may have been bodies once, but they were moved. Or moved themselves. All at once, I feel the eyes and internal focus of the others upon me. No foes, the core is untouchable. Our plan. What about our plan? What can we even do? Hey. Dozik places a component back into the map terminal, gesturing to the display. It is still unreadable. There's a part of the groundsminder segment called the Dull Mind. It's the marked one near the top. Oh, they monitor dull activity and prevent internal collisions there. Right. I've been trying to get some information on it from this terminal, but the last sensory impulse I received must have been just after we arrived at maintenance. And as of that impulse, it appears the dull mind is gone. Its region is giving no output at all. Not reporting collapse or damage. Just not responding. No sensory signals, nothing. The structure of the entire segment otherwise seems fine. The core chamber status is far too incoherent to make any sense of, but it's definitely still there. And one other thing. There appear to have been no active entities anywhere. Golem, Quo, or otherwise. That does not make sense. Could the groundsminder team have evacuated already somehow? The spinal tether could have served as another exit. Maybe, but no clear signs of that here. So often have I led the charge and made these plans that being bereft of direction leaves a tight coil in my receptors. Well, what do you recommend? One of the adjacent chambers is the lesser mind. It seems to be a place where other Quo could directly assist in groundsminder duties. A dead end if the Dull's mind is truly gone. But we may be able to use some of its equipment, similarly to the override panel in Golem maintenance. Make contact with the core if it's still there. Perhaps even stop it, or at least pry some time from Belzy's claws. Right. Yes. Come, let us all go together. And if there is no way to stop it, then let us at least search for survivors. And if we truly must, flee. Flee? Bosco, Kavik, catch everyone else up on the situation as we move. As you must have learned yourselves, this is not as straightforward as we thought. Will do. Set out. Hello, everybody. Bosco. Kiv receptors flourished. We save, actually. There is no save. Fair enough. Adul's Altar. Recreation of carnivorous stationary fauna. Hollow central structure captures organic material for sustenance. Fruit bulb forms over time. Ekivic religious significance. The lesser mind chamber. Eerily quiet given the horrors behind us. Also quite bare. While it could be an aesthetic choice, Bosco did mention things being torn away and dragged to the core. No matter, the team sets out to investigate the area. Our objective is clear. At least one of these pods is likely still functional. Marked entities contain dialogue unique to the stream segment. Interact before advancing. Okay, yes, sir. Let me just save. We got some professional yapping to do. Gakfu. I approach Gakfu, who stands apart from the others, preoccupied with the web of veins extending from beneath the core chamber door. They are barely visible, indentations left in the ground from their weaving. Gakfu! What is wrong? These veins. Do you not feel the same unease? They make floor uneven and seem disorderly. Not integrated with the ground systems, forcing their way through. Akazet, they must be new. They are unusual, now that you point to them. Gakfu calls to our friends in the golem. Karek, is this standard? It's ground veins? From the surprise on the golem's receptors, they must not have noticed either. Huh? No. The ground spider segment here is designed to have resources running through the walls and floor already. Invisibly through particular connections. So these should be unnecessary? The pod connections to the ceiling look right, because those wire into the spine, I think. But I do not know what these ones on the ground are. Vakoa would not entertain this aesthetic choice either, from what I know of her. She's one of those smooth stone types. Gakfu's eyes follow their path, from the door to each of the lesser pods. They form some sort of connection, merging, disappearing into the flesh near each base. Well, I can only tell that these connect to the core somehow. Same as our foes, there's no meaning I can glean from them. They do not seem to be able to move, but just trying to stand on them for too long. Strange. Tozik and Kavik linger near the center of the chamber. The error terminal displays the state of grounds mindry attendance throughout the spire. A similar display to the one within the entry vein. There is far too much detailed information for me to make sense of, but the numerous alerts and requests are apparent. Critical damage is reported at the fringes of every spine branch, and there are far too many urgent calls for help. Oh, this one's more readable. According to this, there's no grounds mindry happening at all? The core, is it still intact? It must be. The core must be entirely occupied with the ceremony. See that last activity? It stopped being used for grounds mindry. At about the same time the map terminal stopped working. Which looks to be when we arrived at golem maintenance. That must have been when the ceremony began. By the looks of it, whatever our last command was, it caused an immense amount of strain to the entire system all at once. But the golems there were projecting control signals. Those only come from direct, continuous grounds mindry. Right. Or something that the golems thought was close enough. Regardless, we should look for an intact pod. I can make a direct connection to the grounds mindry system with them. And maybe I can see some records too. It is hard to tell just from this fading display, but I suspect that whatever Vakoa did was done twice. He gestures towards the mangled side information. I cannot make sense of it, but he must recognize some figures. Many calls come from before Vakoa's last action, and many of the spinal relays suffered just before them. The signal we felt, the one that changed our golems. While it may not have been grounds mindry as we know it, I truly believe it started from the core. I see. This is getting complicated. Support pod. Similar in competition to grounds mindry core. For secondary grounds mind support in times of need. Permits direct connection to the core, spire-wide archival spine connectivity, and archival knowledge pool. A grave mistake. Meltzer, you have been quiet. Meltzer lingers near our golem, still quiet. That's what I said. Her arms kind of... Okay, you know what her arms remind me of? They remind me of Necrozma. You know how Necrozma has those, like, big, weird claws that kind of have this sort of shape? It reminds me of Necrozma. Necrozma would probably fit with this game, to be honest. She fidgets with the small remote coordination drone we formed for her before descending. A simple sphere with robust dual positioning and propulsion. It is possible that she is truly busy preparing it, but really, I do not think she has said anything since we arrived. Clearly she is nervous, she always has been. But it seems more intense than before, perhaps to the point of distraction. Some support should help, as the others investigate. Meltzer, how beholds you? This is a worrying time, but I worry for you as well. Is something troubling you? Oh, Akazet, She places the drone in a pouch within her cloak. I like how she has a third arm just for the sake of religion. Honestly, fair. Me when I have to grow a third arm out of my stomach for Jesus. It clings against a number of other cysts, likely the ones retrieved from her room long ago. Her receptors stretch open and closed as she places words to her thoughts. I know that coming here was the right choice, but I should hold nothing from you. Does it not feel like this is far, far out of our control? We're researchers, diplomats, few engineers, and ceremonies usually demand several teams just to initiate, from what I know. Do you really think we can do anything about this? Under the light of Velzy's attention, in moments of great pressure, they say that impossible outcomes become common. But I hold no delusion, Meltzer. If there's truly nothing we can do, then it is as I said. We will find survivors and quickly escape. This answer feels wrong, but it is true. Escape is our only resort should this be beyond our grasp. Of course. Even with fleeing as an option, a thought that has come to her many times, there is no easing of her tension. Could it be something else bothering her? Itzel and Carrick linger in our golem near the chamber door. Since our fight with the construction golem, they have sparsely said a word. Yet they are within our great weapon. There is some risk here. So I approach. Itzel, Carrick, hello. Given the weight upon our receptors, I must ask, Itzel, are you feeling well enough to fight? Your and Carrick's combined minds will lend well to the golem's abilities, but... Akaza, we will only be here once, and it will be my only chance to exact vengeance for this cowardly. I will have the murderer answer for all that has been done, until we meet again behind Velzy's stage. I would have this be my only purpose. Itzel speaks calmly, but their bitter rage is clear. This does not sit well with me. Maid loss is always terminal, often imminently. Surface hunters charging into the dark for vengeance, cavern folk growing unresponsive, madness in many shapes, lovingly drawn by Velzy's cruel claws. Even with our larval flesh left behind, this curse follows us into death eventually. So, while it is true that there is an intense driving force behind Itzel now, a stray storm that may bend the Veilk in our direction, I still fear it may be uncontrollable. Meltzer, nearby, makes a clear grip of discomfort in her branch receptors. But she is silent. And I cannot blame her. What is the choice here? Leave Itzel alone in the move, friend? Have them trail behind in their most vulnerable state, physically and mentally? Besides, Carrick grounds them. Would it not be beneficial to Itzel's chances of recovery if we allow them to truly claim vengeance? Do not worry, Akazet. We have been speaking internally. I'm quite confident in Itzel's ability to help. It will be fine. Alright. Alright, so man. He reminds me of so many of my own characters. We writers, we have a certain way with tormenting every single one of the little things we make up in our minds. Bosco lingers quietly near the pods, inspecting them for damage. He seems to have settled on a potential candidate already, so I ask. Bosco, you mentioned earlier that it looks like things were moved? Yes. Probably bodies, but there were other spots that stood out to me. Damage in the ground, implying entirely missing terminals and equipment. Similarly dragged around, pulled from their parts, leaving trails of sludge. Some towards the core's chamber's grand door, and others to halls leading further into the ring. Notice how this chamber has no auxiliary terminals, no storage. It is the same. There was some greater effort here, perhaps to serve as fuel. That is strange indeed. A few storage containers and tool terminals would have hardly helped a ceremony's hunger, surely. Bosco is quiet, similarly puzzled, but uninvested. I'm so tense right now. What is gonna happen? We will know in time. I guess so, Akazet. Yeah. We will. Bosco lingers near an ideal pod, and so I call everyone's attention with an impulse for our connection. All begin to gather nearby with a shared sense of vague unease. This one should work. Bosco feels around the pod's center-facing side, eventually finding the edges of a panel. Hello. With a tear, a circular hatch gives way to the dark interior. Ah, thank you, Bosco. I will give this a try first. I know these. They're just like the remote operation chambers back home. A little more modern, but the same paradigm. Paradigm. It's paradigm. I see you have reached the... Hello, Flatburger. I'm here at the... Just watch out. If it really is the same, then it will notify the groundsmind. Whoever holds the core will know we are here. If there's anyone in it at all at this point, they already do, given our movement. The floors must still be feeding it sensory information. Let me see if this works. Tozik reaches within, pulling a wired connector from the interior. He removes his time stopper connector from his favorite receptor and puts this new one in its place. Paradigm. We all watch, anticipating a simple answer, but there is something in the wavering of his stance. Suddenly he doubles over, gripping the connector. With a quick motion, he tears it from his receptor, casting it away. Its physical tether snaps and it cracks upon the hard wall, splattering purple. Terror resonates through our connection. Meltzer, nearest to him, takes a cautious step back. Tozik, are you... With an agonized groan, he grips his head. The exposed corru of his core body rippling unnaturally, gaining a strange sheen. As if some sort of shockwave passed through him. Kavik quickly approaches to help, but Tozik waves him away urgently. Bosco hovers closer, prepared, if something is going wrong. There is something... Shit! Tozik, that is membrane failure. We need to act quickly. How did that happen from just one connection? Nobody else connect to anything. Tozik grips Kavik's arm urgently, but his limbs move strangely as if half asleep. It sees us. The golem is reporting. Everyone, get away from the core! Our focus shifts to the grand door to the groundsmind tree as we shelter beneath the pods, between the pods. Where we expect them to open, maybe to reveal an attacker, the Okidoya, heard once gently, screams through our minds. It's like a shockwave of madness, invisible tendrils curling out from the core. And before we can move, it passes over us. A sourceless light suffuses the chamber, illuminating shapes we cannot see. In the presence of their vibrance, edges grow inaccurate, shapes twist and expand. Color bleeds from everything, mixing in the air, apart from their objects. The ceiling, is it gone? Is this a projection? Something presses against it, as if looking in at us. Kavik? Kozik? Anyone? Oh, we are peeping the horrors. What is happening? Is this a ceremony? Is it completing? I do not know. I think this is the overlap. It must be growing outwards. Another shock strikes my mind core. Some part of me is falling, but the floor is still beneath my feet. There's a feeling of some great shape slithering, coiling around the chamber. And when my mind recovers enough to see, the room is unrecognizable, lost in itself. An island of sandy with frayed edges, as if suffocated by the surface's vapor. Watch out for quickman.exe? Oh, I don't know what quickman.exe looks like. That's not one of the ones I know. I'm not big into the battle network stuff. And from it, something has come for us. Misshapen things, hazy silhouettes formed from this broken nature. When I look at them, I see familiar shapes. Husks, like before? Golems? Something else? They move without the fatigue of our past foes. I cannot truly make sense of them, but their presence alone seems to strengthen the effect of this distortion. They must be the source of this, or a part somehow. It must be stopped before we are lost to this overlap. No friends will be made here. Whatever this is has not yet destroyed us. We must fight. Everyone follow my lead. Alright, but where are you? The question immediately chills my mind. I look nearby, but see only Bosco, Itzil, and Carrick. Where are... There is no time. These creatures are upon us. Everyone, fight to the best of your ability. I will lend my expertise as I can. Now it's a fucking RTS game. Now it's an RTS! I don't know why I didn't think it was gonna do this. Thought form combat. Scenario necessitates extra dimension. Utilizing structure, tactical combat. Core combat structure is unaltered. Actors may move a limited range before using an action. Action use ends turn. All actions adjusted to account for range and area of effect. Utilize left mouse button to direct movement and action use. Utilize movement keys to alter spatial angle. Utilize Shift LMB to direct vision during ally movement. We must be rid of these foes quickly so that I can help the others. Tactics. Ah. But corners of the room have become distorted and dangerous. I'm reminded of how we destroyed the Foundation Golem just a wink ago. We should avoid them, but so too can we use them with carefully angled strikes. Dash, move quickly. It's also focus. Frenzy, of course. Puncture vital cystic component. Overwhelm. Cannot hit anything. Not right now. That should do. I'll hit two guys with this, so... Bleh. It moved. I wanna throw, punch, pull, wander while going to location. Protect. No punch. Bosco can... Wait, what? I told you to throw a punch. What are you doing, Bosco? Oh no. Okay, frenzy it is. Perfect. Let's be careful. Don't want to hit Bosco. So Akazit never stops. Are you okay? Not fully. I need to read throw punch properly. Also, I don't really have healing at the minute. Alright, over here, Akazit. Go. I should do it. Move to location and hit up to 2 foes ahead. Oh! Oh my god. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. Yes. 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 It all makes sense. Just gonna use Frenzy My Beloved. Could've been better. That's okay. Deconstruct foes. Alright, sure. Die. Ouch! My golem. Don't do that, dude. With our foes fallen, I shift my inner focus to the others. Let's go! My wordless request to access their senses is granted immediately. I only hope I can guide them well enough. Many actions utilize tile effects. Functions vary from persistent effects to telegraphed actions. Utilize scanner to determine function if needed. Follow my instruction, guys. Alright. We should be good. We should be good. Meltzer, move in. Let's go. Oh, guide draw. Oh, shit. You can hit from far. Not bad. Not bad. Effect. IED. That's also got some good stuff. Very nice range. Very nice range. That's an explosive, so that makes sense. Destabilized is my beloved. Can't do much at the minute, can I? Not with Gagfear. I can get evasion. Ooh, that must be poison. Effect. Patient bomb. It detonates on the next turn. Ooh. No, no, get away, Meltzer. Don't be near that bomb. There's another one here. Oh yeah, I'll be right. Ow! Oh no. Kavik, did you just fucking hit yourself? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't even fucking worry about it. We'll be okay. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. Kavik might die. If I'm not good. Kavik, run. Just... Yes, good. Yes. Gaku needs to also run. Gaku can't really move very far in any of our turns. Okay. Okay. Put the drone on you. I think Kavik's gonna be safe here. Ooh, a bomb. Bomb. Dead. Good. Scramble. Yes. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. Oh, a bomb. Oh, just barely can't reach. That's okay. Kavik, don't fucking hit Gaku. There we go. The last of the entities dissipate from the attacks of my friends, but we find ourselves thrown into yet another distortion of the lesser mind chamber. Oh my god, is this all of us? Oh my fucking god, okay. Well, let's get ready. Oh, were we ever elsewhere? I can hardly make sense of the space. All I know is that there are so many more of the beasts here, and we are together again. Half-formed questions and thoughts of confusion race through our connection. Have no fear. We are having some effect. It seems closer to the shape it used to be, does it not? They are many, but so are we. We gotta keep fighting, we gotta keep fighting. Who am I right now? I'm Akizet. I'm Akizet right now. There's 6 of us! Just 6 of us. Just 6 of us. Right. Let's... Akizet, let's, this is a little risky, but let's try and frenzy my beloved. 100 HP! Oh, wait, it evaded as well. Fucking hell. Oh my god! They have forces. I'm just gonna fail to split that guy, get him out of there immediately. Meltzer now. That's good. There we go. Kavik has fear on him right now. Not great. I'm safe to just bomb these guys, right? I think so. Although they're kind of spread out now. Ah! Bitch! I'll just destabilize you for the fun of it, I guess. Bomb incoming. Another bomb. Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of these. Oh wow. Ouch. Ouch again. God, if only Tuzik were here. I need the heals right now, Tuzik. Ow! They're bullying Gaku!
Wow.
Toxic, I need you, please. Please. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Drone strike this guy, that'll kill him. Good. Can I get an IED on these? Bosco, my boy, you're in trouble. It's okay. He's healthy enough.
Oh.
I don't even remember who got destabilized. Screw it, I'll attack you. Okay.
You destabilized me.
No one's gonna explode, right?
I will.
Oh, wait, I think the golem's gonna explode. Yeah. That's fine, that's fine. Golem has enough health to handle it.
No. Untrue.
There's so many of them. Right, leave Bosco alone. Right. It's just not nice, is it? It's just not nice, is it? What are you doing? It's not nice, is it? Yeah, that'll teach him. I'll kill you. I need... Melta's destabilized right now, that's no good. I have to keep her safe. I could kill someone right now, potentially, but it's risky for her. Here. Kavik, my boy, you're doing good. You're doing fine. You'll be good to throw a bomb here. Great! Bosco. Which one of these two chuckle fucks do we want to get? This one. Yes, yes, yes. You. There you go. This ends our turn yet again. I think we're safe from any of the explosives this time. Bosco has guard, use it. Potentially true. Oh no, then they're throwing us into the center of another explosive. Meltzer is not doing good. Like, Meltzer's just not doing good. Fuck! They threw us into that. 1 HP. Bosco is gonna have to protect, isn't he? I can potentially kill both of these. Just hit both, please. Great work, Akizet. Now this is no good. This is no good on the golem. Meltzer, you gotta fucking get out of there, girl! Just, like, get away from them. Thank you, Kavik. Thank you, Kavik. Great. Bosco. Need you to protect. He can't reach Akizet. Shoot. Alright, well, let's just finish this guy then. damn fucking bad. Not much Gaku can do. Let's just try and bait the enemies with her. More bombs going out. Oof, 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 oof. Things look dangerous for a sec with Akizet. I don't think I can kill any of these guys. No. Let's not do that. Let's just go on the one. That should help. Now you can kill someone. You can do some damage. Some immediate damage. Yeah, that's great. Melter. Some damage on that guy. This should be good, right? Let's go, let's try that again, okay? There. Killed another guy, there's only 4 left. Only. I haven't even started on that dude over there. Yeah, Akazet, come in. Great, great. Deals with that guy. Almost. He's not actually dead. Melter can finish it, though. Melter can finish it. Yes. Have it. Bosco, if you can protect someone, I want you to do it. Protect Aki for the minute. I'm probably gonna miss this guy again. This is just an experiment. It's just an experiment. Yeah. Oh no, it's right in front of me! It killed itself. This is the only guy left now. What? Was there another? Okay. Shout. Unable to affect by any means. What do I do then? The last of these solidified threats have been dispersed. With each one felt, the space has grown more familiar. There's still a guy. Still distorted, but the change is felt. As if we were waking from a dream. We take this instant to recover. I do not understand. They are formless, but can be touched and destroyed. They hurt, but leave no mark beyond melted flesh. Everything we fought, it is all gone, leaving no carcass. And beyond that, Gaku's grounds boundary still seems to work against them? They cannot be Corru, can they? These questions must wait, for one entity remains. Malformed and impossible to distinguish, like a haze in the air. But before I can make any motion to attack, from the now restored door to the core chamber comes a great shockwave. And at once we are pushed away, nearly swept off our feet. Hello. Unexpectedly, I land near Tozik, who has been resting against a pod this whole time. What is happening? Are we... Am I awake? I want to help him, but My attention is drawn back to the last presence. I cannot lose focus. Whatever happened seems to have given it a solid form, fully manifested. But still, I can barely make it out. Is that... Vakoa? Bathed in the same light as our incorporeal foes. There is no time to make sense of this. Whatever wields her form does so out of malice. Stay arranged, attack in unison. Wait for my impulse. Our inner chatter slowly falls to silence, the others listening for my direction. Vakoa, or whatever wields her image, she watches us, moving warily like a cautious surface runner observing a predator. Though she stands before the only discernible door, there is no measure of hostility shown. She's not trying to block our way, merely assess us. Out of precaution, we keep our distance for now. There is some intelligence here. Look at that movement. Even her receptors. It really looks just like Vakoa, right? It is curious. Receptor movements are subtle, difficult for a parasite to mimic. And in this figure, I see a sort of pensive remorse. Does she persist within? I must at least try. Even Zuzukri are capable of some reason. Vakoa, what holds you? Does any part of you remain? Her attention fixes upon me and spot stands across my vision. It is like her attention is physical, some sort of contact. The Okidoya focuses upon me, maybe all of us. Like they'll come. Hello. Before the dew. No, not focused on us, but around us, carrying thoughts.
Welcome.
It reverberates against our minds, barely intersecting with them. Unable to truly connect. I expect to have to retaliate against the attack, but she remains afar. This is a true attempt to communicate something. Peace. The sensation of voices grasp at words in my mind, trying to fit them together. Almost, I can make something out, some vague meaning. A regret or kindness, maybe grief? But beneath it all is a destabilizing pain. My vision blurs until I can shake these tendrils from my mind's eye. I cannot understand it, truly, and I think I must not. Could this feeling itself be a sign of some parasite biting into my flesh? Vakoa still does not move, gesturing in welcome towards the door. Does she want us to see what she's done? Or perhaps she wants us to enter to accept our deaths? Is she stupid? I will repay this insult. Why is Vakoa like this? Is she stupid? All of this slaughter is your doing. Speak clearly, or I will tear you apart. Bosco must have come to a similar conclusion, for he speaks of rage. Something within reason clearly lingers within this shape, for it is taken aback with his words. These are not mindless husks we face now, but they cannot be any more than parasites. No quo would ever abide this tragedy. In his anger, the Okidoya grew silent. Vakoa's receptors convey a sort of frustration, maybe. It is always difficult to tell with Jude from afar. The pause is heavy, all of us frozen in uncertainty. It speaks again, not in words, but visions, a memory. A kid burst back there stands too far. A sharp limb pierces through my chest. I collapse into the rising sky of blood. Here again. My mind recoils as it passes, already slipping from memory. A memory of death, perhaps? A threat? Bosco lacks my confusion. He is shocked, frozen. You. How? Vakoa's attention shifts from Bosco to our golem. Another vision comes, stronger, louder, clearer. Lay upon the ascension, catafalquis. Implied? No translation here. Okay, gazing up into Velzi's eye. The Jut hands me a mindcore connector, and then one to my Tiri. I sense fear in our entangled receptors, and I laugh. Embracing death is a strange idea, but we know there is nothing to be afraid of. Bleh. So I say, Tiri, do not be so nervous. I am here with you, and we will begin anew together. Again. I must physically shake the vision away, reflexively gripping my head. Attempting to speak with this entity is pointless. It is a babble of disjointed memory fragments. Like a social parasite throwing out what it has seized in hope of fooling us. Vakoa, if you have any sense at all, yield the core. We can still stop. A dull pulse flares through the room, blinding me briefly. That was the golem. Already it hovers aggressively towards our foe. It's ill, stop! Zuzakri! Attack! Destroy this thing! The shared sense of righteous vengeance is almost overpowering. Before any of us can pass the situation, the golem is already upon Vakoa. Its other gauntlets swinging and glowing, preparing another destructive dull pulse. Tiri does sound familiar, I just don't I don't fully remember from where. Vakoa is unharmed from the first blast. What would a second do? Itzel, we must be rational. No more of this. You all know it is no different from our home. An infestation, a mimicry. Immediately, once close enough, Vakoa seizes the charging gauntlet. Then the other, almost without effort. And at once, both are torn away. Thrown aside, exploding violently against the walls. Vakoa's claws part the impenetrable chassis of the golem effortlessly. Tiri, like Kiwi. Oh! That's what Does Calvi called it still. Okay. Quiet. Leaving an irreparable split that sends it to the ground with a heavy thud. Fuck! There goes my golem! Such is its weight that the head, no longer sustained, crushes its connector as it strikes the ground. Carrick scurries away, having escaped the viscera, retreating into the opposite hall out of wild fear. But Itzel is held in Vakoa's claw. No. Help me! I sense strain from Gakfu through our connection. What? I cannot do anything to Vakoa. My ground boundary isn't working, not like the others. There's something there, but it is... I do not know, I cannot grasp it. If I throw a bomb now, it might just hit Itzel. Then it falls to direct force. Bosco, follow close behind me, quickly. And grant a distant eye, Meltzer. My approach is like moving through a hopeless nightmare, Bosco not far behind. And while I nearly reach them, as if preempting our attack, Vakoa turns to face me and Bosco. The Archidoya suddenly screams in my mind, through all of my senses, tearing my focus away from reality. Away from the time stopper, where I cannot hear the panic of my friends. Away from anything at all, any sensation. At once commanding a collapse of my core body. Together, again. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. Don't do it. Don't. By the time my limbs respond again, I still live, but it is too late. Itzel is melted in Vakoa's claws, joining with the... I'm going to fucking kill you! Now! Their shrieking fades into an overjoyed laughter, distorting metallically. Why? Why, dude? You fucking... Oh, why? Before I feel their voice join in the same senseless Archidoya, there is nothing left. Slowly I stand, but to strike directly, would this not ensure the same fate? I swear to God, bro. I swear to fucking God. Was she not entirely unaffected by our greatest weapon? The others must have come to the same conclusion, for they linger at a distance. Bosco helps me up, similarly recovered, but does not move closer. God, I pull this kind of I outlevel you in every single aspect all the time, but when it's pulled on me, I don't like it. While Vakoa lowers her claws, becoming unmoving, expectant like before, she is near, too close, yet she does not strike us. Her eye passes from me and scans over the remaining survivors, and the chamber hangs in heavy silence. Finally, I feel the connection of the time stopper come into focus again. My mind recovered, limbs now frozen with my own fear. Akazit, respond! I'm fine. Do not approach. Akazit Bosco, get back, please. How is she doing this? She turns her gaze upon me, and like before, I sense no hostility. I cannot bring myself to move. She effortlessly destroyed our most powerful weapon, a key in our plan, and she could clearly kill us all with even less effort. But she does not? Is this an attempt to lower our defenses? What defenses? What can we even do? In the outline of Vakoa's receptors, I see an outward bend, a deep sadness. Something about it strikes my heart, stirring a memory. Ruzesh, weeping for our father, declining a mind core in his final moments. Why? What do you want? From this close, I can see the subtlest change in her warped receptors. Her sadness becomes conflicted, tense, as her gaze passes over us. What is running through her mind? Whose mind is it? Vakoa would surely never act with such malice. Resigned to some decision, she casts her eye onto me in a sharp motion, and the chamber closes into itself, the space warping in a way my eyes fail to grasp. It feels as if we had each been struck by a sweeping limb, sending us away into a chaotic fall into the noise and colour beyond the walls. And then we tumble out of a warped door into the remains of a hall? Everyone seems to have landed with me, even Tozik. Carrick is already here at the far end, pacing in a strange darkness that resembles physical reality. If they are here, then this must be the former entry hall to the dull mind. It is quiet, strangely so. Expecting an attack, we ascend and gather near Carrick quickly. The other end still twists maddeningly. I can hardly believe we came from that. And so we stand ready to fight. For long enough that it becomes clear that Vakoa is not following us. Why? Whatever the reason, we have a moment of peace to plan again, maybe. But no plan comes to me. No one speaks. And still no foe pursues us. The imperceptible tendrils of the ceremony writhe patiently, just out of reach. What do we do? What can we do? I can't believe it. Dude, I keep going over what you just ran through, but there's basically no incoherence here. This is real. This happened. Dual plane shit was always over my head, but this is something else. Sorry, keep going. Get everything you can. Just let me know if you want to talk about anything. Extensive interaction approaching. Interactive perceive marker to advance. What the fuck? Vakoa, I guess, has become God. Great.
As you do.
What's up? I have a question about this. Yeah? What do you think is going on with these things? The hostiles? I'm not sure what to call them. Akazit said specters or illusions. I'd call them monsters. Well, they aren't incoherent despite everything. In fact, this is one of the clearest memories so far. So it's safe to assume they were real, I think. It's pretty clear they have something to do with the ceremony. Just keep going, maybe we'll see. If not, well, that's yet another unexplained obelisk phenomenon to put on the list. Have you noticed any incoherence at all? As crazy as it is, not really. My machines are barely picking up anything that matters. Aside from some occasional visual loss, this is probably the most intact memory we've seen yet. Even some of the more twisted stuff. Which I think means this is a core memory. Like something Akazit was trying really, really hard to make sure the cyst would never mess up. And I get why. Yeah. Do you know anything about this ceremony thing? Not really. Sorry, buddy. I think this is the first good look at one we've gotten. At least on the public record. But still, it's fascinating to me how brute force this process sounds. I mean, even the approximate meaning of ceremony being used as a structure's name. That's not really something we'd call a scientific process. Anyway, I don't think this is even close to how they'd normally make one. On account of the freakish monsters. Right. This tactical combat thing is cool. Why wasn't it the default? That's seriously what's on your mind right now? Dude, focus. Okay. Okay, Moth. I'll get back to it. I'm Elsa.
I'm Akazet and I'm...
No. Finding every door to be inactive or warped, trapped in this dead end, we convene near the inoperable dull mind entrance. From it pools black spire blood, implying a collapse within. It obscures the luminescent floor pigmentation, leaving us with sparse ambient light. We are lit only by the window and the horrific dull light of the overlap. Bosco watches over the path behind us, while Tozik has started to ascend, still looking ill. He raises a claw to say that he is fine. Kavik still moves to examine him, but then freezes in shock, checking his own connector frantically. He is the first to speak, sharing what we all began to realize. The time stopper! It is not responding! He grips his connector, removing it from his receptor and replacing it. A few others try it too. Is anyone still connected? It could not have been destroyed. We would have felt it. Nothing. I felt it stop after we fled, but I hoped it was just a flicker. Our only one remaining advantage gone. Could Vakoa have noticed our use of it? Somehow diverted focus from the ceremony to seize it? We must assume it to be lost then. What do we still have? Vakoa's creatures will be upon us eventually. The team turns over their tools. We still hold a variety of items and weapons. Bosco and I both have decent capability and Miltzer has good reaction times. But without a wealth of independent combat experience between all of us, we will stand little chance. Not to mention the impossible nature of our foe. Vakoa is unstoppable, untouchable. And the foes that preceded her were formed from the air itself, illusions. Like spectres left upon the stage by those she has claimed. But did she really want to hurt us? No, that is a stupid question. She obviously does. Why else would she have killed Itzel? But she let us live. I was right there. Carrick, too. And yet she chose to send us here and not give chase. A dark corner where she holds a clear advantage? It does not make any sense. Whatever the truth may be, the result is clear enough. She, or her likeness, is still an enemy that must be dealt with. I start to consider our options with the rest of our team in silence. But all at once, the guilt of what has happened falls upon me again. If this place is to be our graves, if we are to be usurped by parasites, they must at least know what has dragged them down into this pit with me. The truth. My friends. Their attention snaps to me, as if expecting me to spout another spirited plan. But their hopes fading are plain to see as they process my tone and see my tightly twisted receptors. I must tell you something. Before, when we discovered the spike in the call, a few gazes later a self-delivered message found my quarters. It was a threat, something to truly ensure I did not speak. Why me, I do not know, but you must recall how strangely I acted. I wanted to find who it was, or if anyone else had received something like it. If any of it was real. But I was the only recipient, as far as I could see. So I crept into the materials segment and fetched an archived design. A converter between our thoughts and the dead metal for the cousin's technology. I had it constructed, I shared it with my bright contact, and it worked, so I continued a branch of our work in secret. Most look upon me with confused worry, surely baffled at the relevance of this. But Gakfu's receptors stand with shock. I bring a claw over my eyes as I continue, the weight of my words difficult enough to carry. I thought I could trust our cousin's word that they would help me. And they did. We found the exact origin point of the call, but I told them not to go until I had completed my preparations. Once we destroyed the Dulcica, I was able to get in touch with my envoy. And he said, just before all of this started, without consulting me or even him and his team, someone in his hierarchy used our findings. They sent something to the Origin. And then, surely not by coincidence, this disaster began. This attack, all of this, my actions must have been the spark. How many deaths now must find root in my claws? As if I were the carrier that brought this infestation home. that is why you were so scared. Akiza, why did you not let me help? I was right there. After the message and knowing I was alone, all looked like saboteurs to me. Like anyone I shared with this could split their face into teeth. Once you knew, and it was clear you were not one of them, I could only keep you away to ensure your safety. But now I know this cannot be the doing of any group, any saboteur. No obese could do this, it's unconscionable. This is beyond all of us somehow, it must be. Bosco lingers between us and the way we came, turned away. Milta's receptors are like fists, her head finding support in her claws. Kavik sits against the inner wall, uncertain. But Gakfu? She paces, her eyes and receptors conveying some deep, troubled thought. Some weight of her own, not unlike mine. Did she get a message too? At last she stops. What was the threat you received? It warned of some vague conflict, about a two-sided storm that swirled around the embassy. That the call's origin was already truly known, despite our research continuing for some reason, and that they kill for their secrets. It shared only enough to ensure my trust could never find grasp again. Every word darkens her gaze. They broke the veil. All focus upon her, though Milta's attention is the most striking. For the first time since we arrived, she seems truly present. Once we spoke about that cyst, you acted so strangely. The lack of progress, your absences and detachment, you started becoming like me. But it all makes sense now. She pauses, choosing to find support against the ground's boundary chamber window. Gaze cast down to the sludge of the broken door. Whatever she's about to do is difficult for her, too. This was not your fault, Akiza. Whoever left that message wanted to protect you, I'm sure. But there's more happening than you know. If we're to die down here, then why not tear away the rest of the veil they tarnished? She pauses, forming a cynical, mischievous twist in her receptors. You will not hold conflict, will you, Milta? Let us speak plainly. An unexpected shift of focus to Milta, terrified, but realization is plain in her receptors, like a weight has been lifted from them. But there is an urgency in her voice, countering some implicit accusation. Splitting forth a stone in a collapsing cave. What? No, listen, Gakfu, everyone. You must know, this was never a part of any plan. None that I would support. Relax, I know. We may be opposed, but it's clear that we are not foes here. Your terror was enough to tell me that this is not simply a part of some greater plan. This is bloodshed far even beyond your madness. Milta is quieted, sat against the wall in a nervous ball. Guilt is plain in her receptors, and she averts our gazes. But Gakfu, after all this time, she has been a part of this conflict? And how confidently she speaks. I can only remain silent. To die knowing the truth will be enough. It's hard to find a place to begin. Especially with what time we might have. But the message was truthful, Akiza. There is something in the ocean here. It's often called the meteorite, if only to avoid evoking its true nature in communications. All evidence points to it being a corusistic entity, as you probably expect, but it is so much more than that. To just call it an entity does not encompass all that it could be. You see, when we first arrived, a critical piece of evidence was found and hidden. Embedded deep in this bright ocean's floor were long-dead veins of corru. I never got to see them myself, but I accessed some recorded experiences, and their enormity was truly chilling. They were not senseless growth either. Some examinations showed fossilized organ structures, clearly part of something greater, broken off by drift in the storm. Yes, the meteorite has been dormant here for a very, very long time. But how long and where its true center lies now, those things are beyond us. However, enough is known that we are certain. Whatever it is, wherever it is, it must be the source of the call. and it must be larger than any coruscistic life we have ever known. So Tozik's theory was right then. The call, it really is raw thought? But what could it possibly be trying to communicate? Gakfu gives a negative twist of her receptors. Our eyes are closed to this as well. That's why our research still mattered. Having sharp minds upon it, unbiased by these facts, was deemed beneficial. Even if it meant an eventual induction for those involved. And such a shame too. That would have been an easy way in. But there is a leading theory. It supposes that the call is one begging for help. That wherever this broken entity is, it's starving, alone. Crying out on a timescale well beyond our comprehension. Somehow knowing we're here to find it. Sorry to interrupt, but I do not understand. Why would this be worth killing over? This is hardly a secret. I've even heard this theory on the Collective. Not that it's so large, but still, that it is some stranded, starving corru. Gakfu chuckles coldly and she gestures towards Milza, whose discomfort has only grown in all this. Well, her congregation, leaders and council members among them, have latched onto the idea that the meteorite is some great mind, sleeping or wounded or otherwise incapacitated, and that we are somehow its inheritors. That if we can heal it, return it to health, it will oblige us, and join our minds into something infinitely more powerful than any one. Forever advancing beyond death together. A friend. One that must be protected from bad actors until it is ready. So theories may circulate, but they would never have fought a truth runner to live. Gakfu pauses and Milza does not object. She scoffs before bitterly continuing. What an intoxicating dream. If the meteorite or its call were to seize our minds, if it finds us, our devices, if it ever really sees us... Her gaze shifts to the warp end of the hall, fading into the overlap. Then to Tozik and the wounds we are still tending. Well, here we are. With this attack, seizing of the core, the embassy, this is only a demonstration of what may come. To it, we must be specks of misplaced flesh, lost and wondering. The naivete to think such a creature so far beyond us would be kind enough to let us continue as we are. No, it'll seize everything, our bodies, our minds, our constructs, sure to discard whatever may lie within to feed itself. And to say nothing of what may come against the bright cousins and our larval kin. Felsi will have no more actors for its stage. It must be destroyed. With incensed receptors, Milza rises to her feet. You are blind! Why would it call us so specifically for us, if it did not know what we truly were? And think of what this means! Our symbiosis, to be able to extract our minds as we do. We are born from it, meant for it, we have to be! Which is why this is all so wrong. Do you think I'm inviting debate? Gakfu laughs, racked with stress. We're a minuscule quo, alone at the bottom of a collapsing spire. There's no point in arguing, for the end is here before us, grasping at us through the dull plain. Just down the hall, Milza. What must be the meteorite's hideous mind is wielding the images of our fallen, wearing Vakoa's face as a Sukri would. Look now upon the fruits of the Council's hubris and despair. Perhaps we should just embrace it and be done with it all. That way we will at least know who was right, yes? Of course, we should wait and see where this contrivance takes us. If the meteorite's so kind, it'll surely be a paradise, full of little helpers to free us from the sludge we'll be buried under. Her jabs are enough to draw me out from my shock. This bitter sarcasm is a poor mask for her fear. Gakfu, this is not over. We have options. Before I can continue, Tozik speaks with some strain. His voice carries a strange, quiet static it did not have before. This explains the public record. Perhaps it was altered right after the spike we noticed for this veil. And what does this really mean? About us, you know, where we come from and how it got here. Milza and Gakfu both express exhaustion in stance and receptor, briefly meeting gazes. All that is known and unknown is too vast to cover in the time we have. We will be killed by Vakoa or consumed by her contrivance before you come to understand even a sliver. Besides, what does it matter? Gaku is right about one thing. We will either be dead and gone soon, or we will find ourselves within the mind of the meteorite. And all that might entail. Akazit. The second veil exists, or existed, for a reason. I cannot let you think you are truly to blame here. The fault for this madness lies with the one who threatened you. But even then, the storm was only growing as the call went on. Velzy would have let it spill forth into consequence one way or another. I should feel relief, but like the others, I do not even know what to say. It is the nature of a Tur to forgive like this, after all. Her comfort is hollow, as is Gaku's. How can I accept this while we drown in the blood of our friends? No, this tragedy would not have happened without me. This is fascinating. But how long have we been talking? As if pulled from a dream, my spiral of despair slows enough that I may look around. The contrivance has not formed, nor have any foes found us. Has it not been long enough? Why do the tendrils of the ceremony still wait for us? And Vakoa, is her method of attack not instantaneous? Is she not fatal to even touch? Does she just not care to pursue us? No sign of entry. They have not touched the door. Wait, communications are silent too. There's no disruption, even with the overlap right next to us. Gaku turns to pace the blinding absence beyond the window. Yes, I was so preoccupied I did not notice how quiet it was become. How is that possible? Is this what Vakoa's doing? Her focus shifting, maybe? Kavik suddenly perks up, shuffling towards the sludge door. He feels at it, even placing his head against it to focus his hearing. Oh, wow. Wow. It's not her, it's a silence. From Tozik and Gaku, even Carrick, rising from their corner, I see the first sign of hope. They stand in preparation, as if Kavik has just formed a new plan. What do you mean? A silence? I should have known! Dull Minds always have silence spires, but they're so rarely used. That explains why the Dull Mind was gone. And the Time Stopper. Akazit, silences are artificial shapes within the Dull Plane, designed to be isolated from all of the connection. You can think of them like, bubbles, or cages. They must be ended physically, you see. And they always must be maintained with active constructs. I see. So there may be other survivors sheltering here? All eyes turn to the broken door. The spy blood that oozes from it is surely a facade, or maybe the result of a rough barricade. So without another word, we set upon it. Bosco is slow to move from his post, but his strength will serve well in prying open a path. There must be someone. Extensive interaction continues. Interact with proceed marker to events. You got all of that, right? Yeah. Jesus, dude. We can talk about it later, but I made sure to mark that part in my logs. This is getting nuclear. Keep going. That's like... That is definitely the most fucking nuclear info dump so far. Hold on a sec. Just hold on.
Nuclear info dump, isn't that what you do?
This goes even beyond my level of info dumping. Gaku is a bit too far one way, but Meltzer is way too far the other. I genuinely don't know what to think, especially with so many seeming contradictions. No, yeah, this, we're definitely, like, full-on in cosmic horror territory now. I do not know what the meteorite is. After some headway is made, and with a great crash, the doors are forced open. We are greeted with a comforting darkness, granted by sludge obscuring the floor lights. The door's damage was an illusion. Furniture had been piled against it and sludged, appearing like a collapse to the outside. Perhaps to trick Vakoa's golem, should any have remained? A wall is raised, some operational feature of the dull mind. Another chamber lies behind the light of its central gap, giving off a constant hum. So we slowly enter the clearing, wary of any more incorporeal foes. Hello? Just as I spoke, a quo, a once jut, clearly intact and alive, leaps out of the gap. Oh my god, creature! Pointing a crumbling, flickering disabler at us. It is so worn, I cannot tell if it even has a single use left. But our appearance disarms her, for she must have expected hostile golems.
Goodbye.
Oh, hi! Aha, how did you get here? A friend, at last. Relief overtakes me. But just as I move to respond, she speaks up again. Well, we should not speak in this hall. Come, this way. She lazily recedes into the walled section, oddly unconcerned by her ruined barricade. We exchange glances, hopeful if confused, and scurry through after her. Though this place appears warped at first, it is merely a projection. Some impression of the dull beyond imprinted upon the walls and floor. At the opposite end are piles of golem corpses and containers, dissected and cast aside, clearly having their organs and critical components removed. Much haphazard work was done here, and recently. The only intact device that remains is the narrow obelisk in the center of the chamber, and the strange pod entrances that loom over us. Haha! Welcome, welcome! Sorry I did not hear you sooner. Are any of you hurt? Here, take these. She fishes through the containers, returning with some restoratives and spur. Tozik, still unsteady, takes them with an appreciative nod of his receptors, quickly moving to address our wounds and feed our limbs. She seems interested in his wounded state, immediately taking notice that something ails him. The eye of a jut, I suppose. Thanks. We have plenty, it is no bother. Besides, it's obvious to anyone that you need them far more. Where are 3 of your limbs? She dismissively waves a receptor, backing away to sit atop the containers. I'm Idril. How did you all get here? This jut, she speaks so strangely, like she's just awoken from a great sleep. With such sluggish movements, how has she survived so long? Well, we seized a move front and descended to stop the attack. All thought we could simply need to seize the core to stop all of this. We did not anticipate a ceremony, and now we're not sure what to do. Ah, fighters. If only you'd been here earlier. But no. This fight will not have been won with force anymore. There is no despair in her voice, more like wistfulness. It is inspired by the same lack of concern that initially unsettled me. Not her literal appearance, so we don't know for certain if she actually looked like that. I'm gonna assume she's not crawling along the floor with a single arm. Just because of the fact that she is alive. Has she been self-modifying? Is this a response to the tragedy? Ignorant, Kavik excitedly weaves around her work. You took out these golems yourself? And these containers, such a wealth. Dual bones, swiped echo cores, some chaining connectors? What are you making? Oh, yeah, science inspires. You see, me and the others, we had this big plan. We were going to enclose the ground magic core in a silence, then retake it. And we actually did make a lot of them. We even had half of our team go up into the spine, placing them in the archives overhead. But once the ceremony truly started, well, it grew too large, too fast to feasibly contain. Our spires are probably only slowing it down now. Hey, what's your name? I feel like I have seen you before. I'm Kavik, Coal Research Technician. Although I did work on the LifePod project for a time. Well met, my friend. Welcome to the Dull Mind. Yes, that must have been where I saw you. I often checked in from my side here. She gestures towards the entry overhead with a flourish. But enough of this pointless chatter. She's too quick to deviate in this time of crisis. Idril, you say we, others, but where are they? Oh, right. Well, it had been me and some other quo. Some from here, some descenders from above. We all wanted to retake the core and stop the attack. But, yeah, our plan failed. The spine team disappeared, and most of us died. Now it's just me and Avel. She's out looking for another way to stop this or maybe escape. I don't really know. She shrugs listless. Me, I've just been watching. What is visible of the ceremony from my Dolomite pod is very pretty. Like a parasite ball blooming out from a dead beast. Curling around the framework of the embassy's dull connections. You could take a look with it if you want, it's still open. Just not the third one. In fact, you should probably not touch that one at all. It did catch my eye before, being the only sludged pod. How strange that she's so wary of it. But then I look over to Meltzer, who visibly grows concerned over its contents. Yet, where I feel she might step in, offering some guiding compassion, Gakfu speaks in place, carrying a less friendly suspicion. If you were placing silencing spires, you must have known the ceremony was going to happen. How'd you figure that out? Well, I was using my Dolomite pod here when the attack started. Specialized control device used in dull engineering. Hazardous to the mind if used without preparation. Oh. And I had this silencing spire active when the safety walls up, for I was focusing on fixing a troublesome stray organ. So I guess I did not notice for a while. Not until other clothes started to shelter in here, telling me what was happening. And then when I finally looked outside the silence, I could see the core prying at the dull plane, preparing to open a gate. Which immediately revealed a problem. The core does not usually have a gate-capable organ. And from what the others told me, every resource was signed to get pulled down here. Those two facts are enough to know that the core is being used in a very, very bad way. So I just started doing my job. That is what the point of the dull mind is, after all. To deal with dull issues. Or was. A silencing spire would have been a start to containing it if we were just a little faster. So you gave up? Is there no way to stop this? Oh, sure there is. The core has been siphoning resources from every connection it has. Mainly the spine and the heart, which is why the spire is suffering. We would just have to sever the core from its resources. Probably with bombs, which we have the materials for right here. Our silencing spires used a great deal of unstable components from local golems. Then Vakoa, if she has any sense at all, which I'm not sure of anymore, honestly. She should stop the ceremony or risk starving the core to death, because she needs it to do whatever she's doing. But what is the point of all that if we have to break the spine connection, you know? Without the spine, we cannot do structure-wide instruction even if we seize the core. So the spire is going to collapse on all of us anyway. Maybe it's best if we let the conduits form and whisk us away. The embassy will still collapse on itself afterwards, but who knows where it'll go. Maybe it's nice. And we might even live. But wait. If you have a move, friend, maybe we should get out of here instead? She speaks as if the decision were no more than a plan for the next meal, and awaits my response with the most idle curiosity in the tilt of her receptors. With both of our plans in ruins, is there really no option? It truly sounds like we can only flee. Leave behind a cave city worth of quo to be devoured. Across my team, the sentiment is so low, everyone is of like mind. But I cannot let this rest. I must find a way to at least help anyone still alive. We would just need to wait for the Telly to get back first. Yeah, she's been so worried ever since our plan fell through. Once she finds her move friend, she'll probably come to get me too. Or maybe she just leaves without me. I do not think she likes me very much. We modified it to listen only to us, that will not happen. Carrick's silence is finally broken. Their voice swells with even more hope. Tell you? She lives? Akazet, that is a close friend of mine. She worked in materials. That is a long way to descend. Imagine how much she must have fought through without a time stopper. That is tell you all right. Some spirit returns to Carrick, standing taller. As tall as a mind core might, at least. Uh-huh. She's somewhere around here. Oh, wait, what? Time stopper? Is that what those connectors are? Wow, you're so lucky. I only ever got to use it once. Anyway, that gives me an idea. If you do not want to stop it, if you do not want to just flee and you really want to stop this, then bombs are not such a bad idea. How does that make a difference? The spine connection will still be broken, yes? Right, but the time stop is pretty powerful. It's maybe the 3rd or 4th grand assist in the spire, something like that. And as you know, it even comes with robust dual connections. So whoever enters the core after we take it back, they could use the core's strength and authority to reform it into a big relay. Something that can claw around in the dull to find and connect to the spine. Then it would serve as a very loud, angry, and distant vertebra. Obviously that is not ideal, and really not something that should be done, ever. But we are past that now, right? This is insane. Idril, how difficult is that? Is it something we can do quickly? What am I really asking? What I am really asking, is it actually feasible? Oh, sure. The core comes with all sorts of natural impulses and knowledge. Between that and the time stopper's strength, anyone could do it pretty fast. It would not be as strong as a connection, so you would not get very fine control, but it might be enough. And if Fakoa chooses to keep the ceremony going at the risk of starving the core, oh, then we run for the movement to try to get out. Because that'll be it. Immediately, I turn to the others. Out of everyone, Tozik stands out, steadying himself against the container, distracted. He notices my gaze and dips his receptors affirmatively. Insane as it may be, it makes sense, even allowing for an escape plan. Everyone else is similarly stirred by the possibility. Even Bosco, whose receptors plainly curve with hope again for the first time. If that is our only option, even with the risk, yes, we will do it. Okay. Kavik, come, help me link these together. We'll need to make some pretty strong explosives. We should have them form little silences around themselves until I detonate. In the dual plane, small silences are impossible to notice from the outside. So they should totally slip the ground's mind's eye. Oh yes, perfect. Let us do that! And then we can also put in each of these containers so that they're more disguised. Ah, smart, yes. Oh, one issue. The structure. If we detonate the spine and heart, will this not totally collapse their chambers? You sure will? That's why we'll have a little detonation cyst to remotely activate them. No, I mean, what if... Kavik, do not worry. The ground's boundary segment is built out of a rigid pale corru shell. And within it, each chamber is totally isolated, a safety precaution. It is standard for vertical spires. The chambers will collapse, but all it will do is block our paths. But the spine and heart are adjacent, so we will have a path no matter what. Alright! Kavik follows Idril's lead, leaning over the containers to pick out components. As Idril begins to connect cysts, Kavik pushes containers closer. It will not take long to prepare, so ready yourselves. The spine is just down the next corridor. Plant a bomb there, do the same in the heart, then circle around, detonate from the lesser mind, yes? It'll probably be safest there since it's opposite to our targets. I see. Alright, the path is clear enough. We're aligned, Idril. But the time stopper is not responding. I fear entering this silence may have broken our connection. Oh no, it's fine. It does not work like that. Direct connections are more like tethers. We're still connected since we entered the silence on this side. Think of it like the tethers are bunched up on the outside of the silence. And they'll spring back to us as soon as we leave. It'll be a little unpleasant. Ah, what fortune. I see, I think. Thank you, Kavik. With all of these revelations, all of this planning, we have barely checked in with Tozik. He truly does not look well. His core body still strangely warped in the slightest way. Hard to place, but enough to notice. But he has not spoken of it at all. Nor of what he saw upon connection. Something is eating at him, both physically and mentally. Even though Idril has set to work with Kavik, I must ask. Idril, did any of your team try to use the lesser mind? She pauses, Kavik at first picking up the slack, but soon noticing her apprehension. Yes. three of the others we lost tried to use them. She slowly returns to her process, merging some cysts together. Returning her gaze to me only through a sidelong glance in the corner of her eye. That's what happened to your Judd friend, right? Sorry, I was waiting for a good time to bring it up. We called it the contact affliction. I'm still not really sure what actually causes it, but anyone who tried to connect to the core directly got it. They started to feel strange, like a larval illness. Organs started to fuse, and they entered a dreamlike state. One of them felt better for a little while and even seemed stronger, but then, well, they started speaking madness, and we did not let anyone get past that point. She grows quiet again, turning up towards the third pod. Then me. Then Tozik speaking to him directly. Listen. Once it starts to get bad, you should disconnect from the time stopper. Just in case, okay? If you can find a spare mind core somewhere, maybe try doing an emergency renewal. But, we did not. Across our team, a new dread grips all of us. There was at least some peace in knowing final death would be quick before. Tozik is least deserving of this. How could we have been so careless? And after all that talk of infection, too. This deathly state of ours has made us too sure of our own resilience. He only slowly dips his receptors in response. Perhaps, if we act quickly enough, we may find some help for him after our success. Gakfu approaches him, speaking quietly. Some reassurances, I'm certain. Despite this Senruka looming over us, our new path shines ahead. After all, it would have been unlike Velzy to merely crush our hopes. All we need to do is go out, fight, place these explosives, and retake the core. I only hope this is not another cruel feint. Marked entities contain dialogue unique to this section. Kavik likes blowing stuff up as usual. And who can blame him? Truly. Hello, Gakfu. Tozik and Gakfu linger near the operational shield. By their stances, in the aftermath of some quiet and grim conversation. Perhaps it is not the best time, but I must check in. Friends! Tozik, how beholds you? Hello, Akaza. We were just speaking of our interim groundsmind. Our plan for recovery should this new approach work. What of it? Is there a best course you have decided? The silence that follows is sharp enough to carve a mural. What is the issue? It is not just a matter of structural knowledge anymore. The time stopper will need to be reshaped, the grounds mind will need to learn the core quickly. Idril downplays the complexity involved. What needs to be done is advanced engineering that none of us are readily equipped for. Gakfu is good for instruction, but her expertise would be better served on foot. If we can hold the collapse for long enough, we will need her to help with the areas the grounds boundary can no longer reach. You saw the spine outages. I fear Kavik would crumble under this pressure. He has never done well with it. Idril has a sparse connection to reality. Everyone else is not even close to an acceptable level of core-assistic engineering knowledge. The only choice, the only real choice, is me, Akaza. And now I have, somehow, contracted the only quo illness in history. Which apparently tears down its victims to pure madness within winks. I look to Gakfu for anything else, some other light to look to, but only get a resigned twist from her receptors. Then, we do not flee. I'm dead either way, you know this. With no guarantee of a cure, especially in whatever madness may persist outside, I will not die a coward. Funny as it may seem, it's the same for me. If we live with what I've done and shared with you all, I will certainly be killed for my traitorous actions. So if my death is certain, then why not risk it all? Velzy and all beyond the stage will applaud this ridiculous plan. Doubly so if it actually works. If we are the ones to do it, then it will. Both of you, everyone with us. There is no other assembly I would trust with this task. But we must hurry. Stay ready to move. Tozik. What did Tozik do to deserve this, man? Randomly just contracts the only known illness to his kind. Connects to entwined maintenance drone within dull plane. Suspends physical senses in favor of approximations to dull perception. Milta and Carrick linger near the Dullimer pods. There is some quiet, somber chatter between them. As I approach, they both briefly glance at me in acknowledgement, but Carrick continues with a small voice. Felt like we were getting somewhere. I'm no Tur, right? I've never had to help someone deal with it. Especially not in a direct mental connection. I'm no stranger to it either. My father fought with the same separation trauma after my mother passed. Me, my sisters and brothers, it was like we became invisible to him. He told me once that it was like the world was fading around him. An eye torn from his head. And he passed within eyes. Quiet. Not ill, just unable to continue. So, yes, I'm fine, and I know it was not my fault. It just feels unfair. Really, the only way it shakes out to being fair is if you're right about all this. Carrick pauses, and while it is a natural place for Milta to speak, she's hesitant, picking words very carefully, more than she might have normally. Is it because I have approached? I think no less of her. I show this plainly to her in the loose shape of my receptors. She's still no enemy. Maybe that is what she needed to continue. That is what I want to believe, Carrick. Whether it's in there or somewhere else beyond Velsy's stage, in the end, our lives and deaths are only dreams. And whatever it is that makes us up, it returns to the same place when we wake. Surely to dream again in time. It's Tozik over! No, don't say that! There is a silence, an end to what must have been Milta's check-in with Carrick. It is good that she did. She has been the true navigator of Itzil's situation. Their attention turns to me, and I dip my receptors in greeting. Forgive my intrusion. We will need to move again soon, so I wanted to see if either of you needed help. Well, a new body would do. None of the golems here are suitable. They have all been thoroughly gutted. I feel useless. Nonsense! Even without a body, your structural knowledge has proven to be vital. Perhaps even more than your fighting ability. Not that it is lacking. But if you stay at the coordinate with Idril, this new plan will be unstoppable. Ah, you have a point. Akizet, you have said the word unstoppable like 5 times now, and every single time it has been preceded by the worst event in your life. Stop! Idril seems clever, but I can tell by her voice. She's sleepwalking. It's like she cannot tell the air from the walls. Not that it's any easier for me in these warped spaces. But if I help ration the explosive that remain, just so that each explosive is just strong enough to take out the spine, the heart, ideally only half of the lesser mind, though we might pass through it again. Yes, I suppose my knowledge would be well placed here. Huh. Exit, you are quite skilled at finding the light between the veil stalks. If only to cope with this situation. Thank you. And Milta, are you prepared to continue with our plan? Without any doubt, Akazet. If it is true that I dream of a peaceful joining, it is true that I dream of a peaceful joining with the meteorite. But this is not how it should be. Agreed. Kavik and Idril have organized some of the dead containers nearby, operating upon an open one. Nearby, piles of organized cysts lie on the ground. Their work is almost wordless, as dull-colored cysts are placed within and connected to one another. In my observation, I lingered near enough to gain their attention. But it does not halt their efforts. Hi, Akazet. Is there something else you needed? Adriel, given your expertise, perhaps you know. How is it that the core is able to do this? It surely was never equipped to act as a catalyst for a ceremony. No, of course not. But at the same time, it always was, just not intentionally. Really, any system with enough mental strength is capable of weaving within the dull, with a little modification. Of course, the core likely needed a few organs and a particular formation of sphere to begin. But with its reshaping ability and the bodies and golems that got dragged to the core chamber, that must have been trivial. So the only thing it would have been missing were the ceremony's sacrifices. A wealth of resources, which also were actually around it all along. The spine and its knowledge pool running below our feet. The dense organs here in this pale corru shell and the rich spire blood they have to carry. It would have been absurd to think anyone would actually do this. But the tools were always within plain reach of the ground's mind. If they were murderous enough. Did you and your team try to attack the core directly? Force her out somehow? Well, the option did come up. But then we saw that every golem and core body was gathering within. It was smarter to stop it from the outside. Maybe if we had the time stopper, it would have been possible. Oh well. Adriel, have you been attacked here? Do you know anything of our foes? Oh, well, I've not really been out of here, so... I know the others broke the core chamber door, and then did some little tricks with the barricade to fake a collapse. They even severed nerve connections in particular spots that I had no knowledge of. Very clever. Tell you came up with the idea. But no golems have gotten through. Especially not since most of the ones outside the core were slain and brought here for our plan. Golems. Adriel, there are no golems out there, not even bodies. No, I speak of the dull creatures. I struggle to place the words to describe them. Creatures? Illusions? Spectres? Even though it was so recent, it feels as though the events are fading from my memory. Memories of the dull are so often hard to recall, and this overlap is no exception. We were in the lesson mind, and something, a wave, passed over us from the core. The chamber twisted without breaking, changing into different shapes. And then they came through, these shapes of dull light. Appearing like Quo or Golem, I think, but they were hazy, inaccurate. We struck them, they fell, they disappeared as if they were never here, but more formed effortlessly until Vakoa cast us aside. Israel pauses her work to stare at me absently. A slight confusion forms in her receptors. I would have expected complete bewilderment. Maybe this is sounding familiar to her? Kavik, maybe you can articulate it better? You know more of the subject. The dull plane is beyond my grasp. Sorry, Akazet, I really do not have a better description either. You really have not seen anything strange, Idril? Idril leans against the container, gaze long drawn away in thought. There is a pause before she returns to us. Well, while observing the ceremony from my pod, I did see the last pulse. You see, the ceremony really is just a big core-assisted construct, one that exists mostly within the dull plane. And it grows in pulses, each expansion allowing its tendrils to establish it further. It is part of how contrivances are formed, but usually it all happens too quick to observe like this. The wave you saw was definitely the overlap expanding, which is normal. And the distortion of the chamber really sounds like Yutzi's displacement. A rarely observed phenomenon in overlaps where anchoring tendrils displace physical space. Really, it's more of a pulling than a displacement if the theory is right. But I'll spare you all the specifics. It would have to be that the ceremony was specifically consciously grasping the chamber you were in. Like grabbing a bird through its protective membrane, but without breaking it. Translation failed. Kavik Ike has paused his work, fascinated. It seems that this phenomenon is new to him as well, despite his past work with the dull. But, known phenomena aside, there was something really strange. Tendrils from the ceremony that would normally be structuring themselves outwards, acting like anchors for its growth. They acted aberrantly, curving around the overlap into the ground's boundary segment as a whole, deviating from the ceremony, folding back into it, making... sorry, it's hard to describe the dull plane in so few words. To put it simply, I thought it was the result of some sort of incoherence, as in parts of the ceremony falling apart. But it sounds like Vakoa is actually diverting focus from the ceremony intentionally to make your creatures, using the ceremony's limbs to form shapes within the dull, somehow giving them intelligent direction, and then stabbing them back through the overlap into our side, just enough to become physical. From your description, I think the presence may simply have served as anchors in the widening of the ceremony, maybe incidentally. But that is completely crazy, though, to have such accurate control. I could not even imagine the focus requires. And to have the tendrils animate like intelligent creatures. I mean, like I said, that has just never been done. Yes, totally unprecedented. Wow, I kind of want to see them myself now. But it is better if I stay back. Be sure to keep a record of your sight for me. Yaha. Who's pinging me? Why? Why? What do you want? Oh, bleh! Sorry, forgive me. Just Discord things.
I'm not going to forgive you.
Idril, did Vakoa ever hint at this? Ever do anything suspicious? How could I phrase this to someone who surely knows nothing of the conflict? Has she ever expressed a desire to awaken an ancient entity buried deep in the bright ocean?
Yo! I figured it out, it's Archie! We're dealing with Team Aqua! Vakoa is awakening Kyogre to expand the sea!
We did not really talk much. Imagine the coldest Ekivik you know, and then make them so distant that they're always just barely out of sight. That is Vakoa. Always here, always operating and watching, and very good at it. But so very detached from everyone, even down here. She worked so hard, so constantly, rarely ever leaving the core. It was like she thought she was alone in her work, sustaining everyone above by her efforts alone. She pauses to lean into the container, connecting some cysts in the dark of its corners. You might think I dislike her because I say that. That's what made her a very good groundsman, actually. Very fast, very confident decision-making, usually for the best. In fact, if it were not for the senseless violence the others told me about, I would think she has a very good reason to be trying to make a ceremony. And who would do it better? Nobody. Wait, you never saw what was happening outside of here? Oh no, not physically. When I've not been helping build with the things the others have brought me, I've been back in the Dolomite pod watching. It all seems so far away in there. Idril. These golems. I gesture to the golem components that lie around, dissected and bare. When you got them, did they have a grounds boundary control sigil? My question draws Kavik's attention. A perk of realization in his receptors. He must have had the same question, but forgot to ask. In those we fought, we observed that they had one. Something like a spiral, an indistinct spinning mass. But apparently, they had these even after Upper Grounds boundary was ceased, according to the terminals here. Ah. They were already dead when the others brought them in. Oh, but there was one. She pulls herself from the container, untangling her claws from connective veins that pointed a nearby pile. Yeah, this one was incapacitated, but still active when they brought it in. I think the science got it off, since the sigil vanished shortly after. And while I cut organs from it to use in the other silence spires, I did notice it was very strange inside, very strange. Quite a lot I could not use, all melted together. Still, control sigils, you know? just for accountability. If you do not have a signature when you're controlling a golem, it will intuit an identifier, like a name or some impression gathered from your mind. Really, it's just a rare fallback, nothing to be relied upon. I do not think I had ever seen it in use before. Falsey alone knows what they saw. She sets back to work without another thought. Kavik and I briefly exchange glances out of worry, but there's nothing more to say. Adriel, what exactly do these pods allow you to do? Can we use them to stop any part of this? I gesture to the angled pod entrance overhead. Oh, The Dulima pods work similarly to remote coordination pods, if you're familiar. They have a paired maintenance drone within the dull plane, and when you connect, naturally, physical senses do not apply within the dull plane. So it substitutes physical senses for approximations of dull perception. Just a few, and they're imperfect, but enough to relocate and operate upon dull structures. That is, if they're rotated correctly and properly acknowledging their own point of origin. Oh, and are you familiar with the concept of self-imposed proximal location? Operating procedure required for most dull construction. One of Dulskovik's classic standards? Of course, I do not know the specifics, but at this time, I do not care. She's growing far too distracted from the point here, as if time were not running out. Kavik seems to understand my frustration before I even say anything. He pauses, giving Idril a little fold of his receptors as if to urge her onward. Quietly requesting her help with their bomb. Oh, right. Yeah, so to simplify it, the ceremony is probably not operating under any correct procedure. So it would actually be very difficult to locate anything vital with the drone. That aside, the silence is active, so if I took the drone out of its equivalent radius, it would just disconnect until the silence turned off. And then we would probably be attacked. So no, actually. The pods will not help us here. I see. Unfortunate. Kavik, how did you realize it was a dull ceremony so quickly? Oh, it was the distortion on the swarm displays. There's this unmistakable pattern that forms whenever Corru tries to represent the dull plane. It's pale, usually with flickering black stripes. I saw it often during my work on the LifePod project. It's the result of attempting to map dull light to a physical sensor. Similar to incoherence, actually, which is why I did not realize it right away. But as I looked over the displays, it formed in my mind as a possible cause. Only reinforced by the distortion being in the same place. Especially with the addition of that segment map Tosik was clawing at. Ah, and the Windows display too. The realization that it was a ceremony was like a veil stomping on my head. A shared reaction, my friend. If you had not come to that realization, we may have split up as planned, and... well, it is so fortunate we have you here. Kavik chuckles, bashfully returning to work upon the explosive. Thank you, Akazit. Oh, Bosco. Hi. Bosco stands here in the outer hall, watching over the entrance. Perhaps it's an excuse to avoid conversation. It normally would be so unlike him. He has always been the one who brings forth conversation for its own sake. Enough to prevent Tosik, long viewed as a great achievement. But this case has made him unrecognizable. It is not that he changed, it was some part of him long detached, buried, uncovered by this tragedy, forming the whole of his person, unseen before, perhaps not by anyone since he left Abiski. He is still our Bosco, but weighed down with a grief that has never been processed. We must not let it carry him out of reach, so I can only try to be here for him. Bosco, we will be moving before long. What is on your mind? It is this door. He gestures towards the core chamber door, a grand construction. It shines with hard and spire blood, surely part of the sabotage to make this area appear lost. Or, at least, to make the heavy doors unable to move. Vakoa, or whatever wields her, is not stupid. She must know we're here. that Idril is within. And it was she who sent us here. She could take any number of actions to crush us immediately. To collapse something just upon this one chamber, with absolutely no consequence to whatever she's doing in there. And why would she not? You've seen the carnage above us. I've been searching for a reason. But there has been no reason before. Why would there be one now? Why did we ever think that death would free us from our larval problems? Perhaps all of this bloodshed was stupid chance, as much as it was back home. A single spore landing in the right place on a wall to kill everyone. To have us tear each other apart after so many eyes of progress. So many eyes of happiness. To have my gauntlets around the necks of monsters formed from the flesh of my friends. Until the bitter end, where the final memory of us will be lifeless sludge polluting the cousin's waters. Just as his voice nearly rises with despair, he comes to a stop, grasping his face with one of his gauntlets away from me. This is not about the door, not about the power. Accusate. It feels like I'm awake again. Like all of our work, those good times in recreation were not real, never were. That everything between the fall of my home to parasites and now was just a dream. A dream that is quickly fading from memory, having no place here. As if it is only now, when the violence has returned, that anything is real again. Even if we escape, it'll only be a distraction. What Gakfu revealed is clear enough. This will all come for us again. Forever. That twisted repetition we can never stop. I do not know what to say. The burden he shoulders is far beyond anything I know. And to handle this sort of violent sadness is well beyond my expertise. But I do know when a runner spirals into despair, there's one thing that can help ground them. So I approach him, and delicately, channeling the humours of a tear as best as I can, I pull him into an embrace. He is silent, unreciprocal, but the tension in his receptive stance is lessened. I only relent and speak after a blink of peace. Pascal, it is this place that is not real. A nightmare, an interruption. And it is almost over. This is going to work. He does not respond. We will get through this together. Well, seems like every single one of us is going through it. Perfect. Let us save. Thought form combat imminent. Yeah, sure, yeah, sure. Those of us connected to the time stopper gather near the door. With the golem lost, we now only have 6. Just 6 fighters. My friends, the nature of our foe is still unknown to me. But it is clear that it may seize memories from those it kills. From Itzel, our foe may have learned from our initial plan to circle, then enter. It might have been a problem before, but now, this works to benefit as deception. Were she to learn our intentions to detonate critical organs, she may react harshly. So we must take great care. No more losses. After all, if she truly cannot see the silences and believes us to only have force, then the detonation will take her by surprise when it's too late to stop us. Understood? Some affirmative waves of receptors. Yes, the stakes are known. Carrick, stay here and help where you can until we call you forth. Your structural knowledge will be critical. But without a body, you are at great threat. Right. Keep an eye out for Tellu, okay? You will know her by a Tufazu tail. Of course. Bosco, you must take great care especially. You are the only remaining high-pressure body. Do not become overzealous in your protection.
Understood.
And Tozik. I'm sure Idril could use your help preparing here. Are you certain you are well enough to continue fighting?
I will continue. If I'm lost, then I would have my final wings be in service for our plan.
Then let us go.
Bosco with the PTSD, Tozik with an impossible disease, Itzel with the dead being, you know, dead. That one's gotta suck.
Beyond this hideously distorted door is our final stop, the spinal link. No, our first stop. More of those creatures must linger beyond, surely standing guard. Maybe simply existing to expand the ceremony. Or maybe Vakoa prepared them to stop us should we have found our way through? But from doing what? Surely they cannot be simply here to kill us. And she cannot know of our new plans already. Does she really think these things will stop us so easily? After all, she seems entirely capable of reason. So why does she not simply destroy us all herself as she did Itzel? Are we so small a threat to whatever she's doing that she does not care to deal with us directly? But there's no time to interrogate these thoughts further. We must enter and deal with our foes. Stepping close to open it, a flare of indistinct thoughts and senses burned through my mind. As Kavik said, the time stopper reconnected. Hello? Okay, yes. We are good. Everyone, we need only remove their presence, move in like a bomb, move in a bomb, and continue. And alright. It is as we expected, another warped space. The true shape of the room is here, somewhere, but beyond us. Strangely, there are no foes to be seen, but a lifted section of the chamber hangs in the center. The spinal tether, a lift to the base of the archival system above, but paused out of reach. And a shape moves around its surface, half obscured from our angle. Another survivor? Could it be like Carrick said? Are they evacuating still? Across the time stopper, we share a decision. Speak. And so I call up to them. Hello? Are you alright? My voice echoes, warbles, seems to create a ripple in the overlap itself. I have disturbed something. The shape upon the tether steps closer to its edge, staring down at us. It is Malvi, the lead archivist. Receptors drawn back with a sort of annoyance. Still living despite all of this? Malvi! Come quickly, we have a... Gaku is the first to grasp that something is wrong, warning us with an impulse. Kavik falls silent, and before we have time to investigate... Search team? Speaks clearly. No time for distractions. Come with me. Faint arcs lead from their silhouette into the light, like tendrils of the overlap, wielding their corpse as a Suzuki might. Or is that the contact affliction? Malvi raises their arms, claws seeming to disappear into the haze. And at once, illusions of golems press through the overlap around us. They are lost. We must clear the area, and deal with the archivist if there's no other way. Well, here we go again. Let's kill all our friends. Keeper. Die. That's what I have to say to you. Urgent man. Oh, cool. Parasite. Corru. Yeah, let's go with that. Yes, come, let's all just bully this guy. Kavik might not want to. I think if Kavik tries, he's gonna blow somebody up. Yes. So, I think Kavik go get someone else. Great. Great job. Get him, Bosco. Got him. Over here. Yes. Why did Kavik just fucking die immediately? Kavik! Oh dear. That's okay, that's okay. I can still recover him. Just get Akaza here. Yes. You can't hit anybody, can you? That's okay. We will just... Yes. Yes. It's parasite. No, parasite's not a good idea. Urgent men. Just do that. Just regen, yeah. Miltzer, you're gonna bring Kazik back. Kazik, they're gonna blow somebody up again. Ah. That's okay. Kazik is right here. Bosco, you're going to protect him. Yes. Ouch. Whoa! Okay, that must be the archivist. Oh. 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 Well, fuck. Well, fuck. What? Okay. Bruh. Gakfu's gonna die. When the mending is urgent. I can't get at her, so we just gotta keep going, I guess. Kavik, careful. We're gonna deal with this carefully. Yes. Yes. Die. Ow. That face when the mending is urgent. Miltzer, you gotta get the fuck out. We gotta kill that thing that's near Akazet. Okay. Alright. Alright. Bosco, keep going. Good, good. Oh, wow. Oh, Kavik! Again. My guy. My guy. Please. Don't die. Don't die. What the heck is it? I think the mending is urgent. This thing's probably almost dead, right? Not really. That's okay. Well. Ow. Can't do much. You motherfucking stop doing that! I think it just has evasion. Not much I could do about that. I'm just gonna keep healing. You need to heal Havoc. Yes, there is someone over there. I didn't even notice them. I haven't even started on this guy, so... Okay, that did let it get hurt. Yeah. Oh, the Archivist takes damage if we kill the guys. Oh, got it. Please stop doing that. Havoc, help! I should heal Gakfu. Can't reach anybody else. I also can't drone strike. That's a shame. It's okay. You're a little shithead. There we go, shithead. That guy's gone at least. But the little shithead, I can't deal with him. You gotta stop doing that, dude! You gotta stop! Yeah, that's just one guy. That's just one guy. I don't like the deposits over here. That's really unhelpful. That's very unhelpful. So I will just have to get it closer. The mending is in fact urgent. Meltzer, you can get this right. Havoc too. Can't dodge forever. Ooh. Oh, I can almost hit him. Alright, well, I'll just... Ooh. Threw it away. That's okay. It just died. Last stand, huh? What do I even do? It's not like I can hurt the archivist. I'm just gonna go run away. The archivist recoils in pain, claws drawn back to their sides. Their shape writhes in light of the overlap. As if we've been striking them this whole time. Wasting time. Drastic measure. No aversion. Usurpers. They step forward, tumbling off the tether. And when they strike the ground, the overlap twists, coils tighter around itself. Malfi is drawn back to their feet by what wields them. I mistake their stance at first for anger, senseless fury, but in their twisted receptors is a great fear. This is no husk. Are they being animated against their will? Perhaps we might be able to help, but they clearly intend to kill us. We can only defend ourselves. Entity Archivist acts twice. If you can, that is, I need you to throw a punch. You can't. You can't. Yeah, no. Got a kaku. Oh, it's dead. When Malfi falls, the distortion fades, drawn into itself. For an instant, I could see their limbs being pulled in different directions. And when my vision stabilizes, the spinal root is dark. The archivist's body lies lifeless, more mangled than we left it, curiously. As if the receding overlap tore something within them away. Could a mind core still be within? Some remnant? And the tether has fallen, or was it on the ground the whole time? Even after the overlap's recession, I still feel it. A physical uncertainty at the edge of my senses. Where does the room truly end and begin? Our victory is but a stone dropped in water, rippling the surface of the overlap, revealing what lies below, but soon to settle again. Still, the critical parts we've come to detonate are within plain view. These spinal roots, connecting to the great pool of knowledge beneath our feet, will sever the core completely from the spine if destroyed. In the center stands the spinal tether, visualizing breaks and snaps throughout the spine. Hey, easy, I'm a friend.
God, why is that happening? Oh no, it's
Gonna try refreshing the page. That's bad. That's bad. I'm gonna have to get through this quick so that I can end stream and put a stop to it. You do not want to go that way. Fukawa is doing something, creating these twisted illusions. Fortunately, they could not see me. I look back at the others, wary, suspecting I have a defect, but they are similarly confused. With the focusing of my eyes, I see a vague shimmer. Just in time for it to flicker away, revealing our quo. Yo! A cloaking skin, of course! Where did she find that? Yo! and a Tuvazu tail, just as Carrick described. Yes, hello. Are you Tellu? I am Akazet. Yeah. You already met Idril then? Did you bring that move friend here? They told me to look for you. You must have been looking for me too, huh? Thank you for waiting, but we should get out while we can. Her eyes flick up to the imperceptible ceiling. It is bathed in darkness, yet still lit with a dull haze. Like smoke gathering in a cave, creeping closer to suffocate us. I do not know what is happening, but it will probably only get worse. No, actually, we devised a new plan with Idril. She evaluates us skeptically, glancing towards the grand door, returning a confused scoff and vague gesture towards the madness above. To stop this? Do not joke with me here. The only plan that will work is one where we get off this island before it is lost. Before I can explain, the dull mind hall opens again and Tellu turns ready to fight. But it is merely Bosco, escorted by Idril and Carrick, as he carries in our disguised explosive. Carrick stands proudly atop the container, pointing with a spindly leg. Alright. Near the center here should be a good spot. Just exit the base of the tether, but a little removed, opposite the core chamber door. We do not want to damage the core chamber in the process, after all. Got it. I can take it from here. Who's that? Hi, Tellu. Carrick, catch up, okay? I need to prepare the science and detonator. Carrick? Detonator, what? Tellu. Though she faces away, I see excitement and hope swell in her receptor's curl. Even her tail's movement, not an unusual cosmetic choice given Tuvazu's appeal. But the notion is very natural. She must have been a rare talebearer in life. How long has the stream been going? Nearly 4 hours. I'm about to end. Carrick leaps off the container, skittering over to her. And she kneels to greet them with an embrace. Look at you. Did you finally exhaust your closet of bodies? I could explain all, yes. All of our victories. Even as they find a perch upon Tellu's shoulder, Carrick's pride falters. The same wound remains fresh in all of our minds. But where to start? Well, we should speak of our new plan first. Come, look at what we've created. Just over there by Bosco, the big cube. Yes, we're planning bombs to sever the resources that, As Tellu carries them away and the plan is outlined further, shock gives way to realization and hope, all before she leaves my sight. I turn to Gakfu, Tozik, and Milta, still lingering near me. Tozik, are you able to continue? Yes. Yes. There's little more we can do than allow him to continue fighting. Alright. Once Idril is done, we will be just a few steps away from victory. Let this cloud drift by. Pause and rest before Felsi's light reaches subject again. There's only the explosive placement in the heart, then the lesser mind. Marked entities contain dialogue unique to this stream segment. Did you know? Alright, this must be what the save iteration is. Yes, the save iteration. She looks like a goddamn mouse. She looks like a mouse girl. She looks so much like a mouse girl. In like posture, the freaking tail, the horns looking like ears. She is just a mouse girl. You cannot convince me otherwise. She's a mouse girl. How to save in here? Bosco, restore HP. Thank you. Consider refreshing. Eh? We are low. IK Golem gone! Yeah, it sure is. Thanks for reminding me. Does the Tuvazu tale inherited context say anything about Tuvazu? Fascinating surrealist influence, Vel receptors, cloaking In Tuvalu Heritage Trail. Abandoned continent known for exotic Velk exoparasites. Okay. Okay, well, everything is collapsing in on us, and there are no silver linings in sight. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, guys. I can only assume despair will somehow grow even larger with tomorrow's stream, but hey, nothing to do but press forward, right? Oh, 10 pence. There's 10 pennies on my desk. I didn't even notice that. Randomly change. Oh, Moth wants to talk as well. Alright. Plenty to do tomorrow then. Be sure to tune in then. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, this game is just so much fun. We have once again switched genres completely. I'm once again all here for it. Steam friend is playing Battlefield 6, that's okay. Yeah, it is nearly 11:15 where I am right now. So I have to go. I have to go to sleep, I really do. Man, yeah. As usual, I'll start earlier tomorrow, so tomorrow is going to be a longer stream. We'll be able to do more. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see these guys' lives crumble. Oh, it's lovely. Yes, indeedy. Well, have a great night, chat. I will see you very soon.